Alrighty, fellas, what is going on? I'm gonna be tackling some drafts here. I'm in Chicago, so I can actually draft on my own account, which is absolutely beautiful. I don't need Spicy in the backseat drafting for me. Danny and Ron are recording tomorrow's video together, so you guys will see that one coming out tomorrow. But whenever Danny's finished recording, he'll probably pop in here. You guys might get a little bit of solo bush talk for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't exactly know how long he's going to be. But maybe we can get a BBM in or one of these other contests in the meantime. I am trying to fill one of these Great Dane drafts, which are the $250 to enter contests. I've already drafted actually 2 teams in this contest. I could show you guys exactly how my teams turned out in those leagues here. So yeah, I'm waiting for those to fill. Where do we go? Great Dane. So I ended up drafting 2 teams already in this contest, and I feel like this is a really good one for those of you guys that do have, like, obviously it's a $250 to enter, so it is a lot bigger budget than like Best Ball Mania and some of the other ones. But if you do have the budget to work some of these are really positive EV type of contests. I decided to go with like a hyper fragile with the running back position. I'm not going to lie to you. I did actually miss 2 or 3 of my picks because I had to go to the bathroom. So, and I wasn't paying attention. And I ended up getting autoed Brees Hall and James Cook and Alvin Kamara. But I decided to pivot, kind of go with the hyper fragile here, and then fill out 9 wide receivers, mix of upside, mix of floor there. And then went a little thin at tight end with just Kate Otten and Jake Ferguson. But I feel pretty decent about that team. And then this first one, I feel a little better about, where I go Jalen Hurts, Michael Penix to grab Jacobs, Pacheco, Mixon at a great value, 96 overall. I thought was a good one. Same with Garendo sliding a little bit. Decided to handcuff myself with Chubb just because of the Mixon injury to kind of make up for that. And then the receiver core is in really good shape, and then the tight end core is in pretty good shape as well. So we are going to start it off. I think I'm going to just do like a Best Ball Mania probably. But there are a bunch of great contests live in the lobby right now. The Husky 2 is a great one, a $40 enter. And like I said, if you have the budget for it, the Great Dane is an excellent contest. And then of course there's also shout out to Mason here. He has like a flock community contest. For those of you guys that want to join it, just a $10 entry. And the rake is really low. It's like 8.3% on that contest. So that's a really good one. And then the Puppy 3 is live as well. And the Puppy is an excellent contest for everybody who wants to get involved with it. But I'm going to rip a Best Ball Mania 6 because I'm trying to draft as many of these damn things as I possibly can while I'm in Chicago here for the next day or two. And then once we're in Texas on Wednesday, I'm going to be drafting a lot of these as well. So waiting for 6 people to join this one. A little roll call in the chat here. We got BL Sports. What's going on? 20 minutes. Yes, he was in here early. What's going on, Cats? What's up, Synergy? Yo, Brian, what's going on? Y'all don't got any redraft leagues open, do you? Trying to get in a league with the syrup suckers? Is that what Canadians are to you? Syrup suckers? But yeah, we are going to have our listener redraft league. We'll probably be drawing names for that, I would say, once we get back from Texas. So like August 18th or so, we'll drop an announcement of how to get in our listener redraft league. It will be the same as usual. You know, people who use our underdog code can have a chance to get in. People who are site subscribers will have a chance to get in. If you do multiple of those things, you get more ballots, that kind of thing. And then we will get those ripped. What's going on, Bobert? What's up, Andrew? What's going on, J Metal? What's going on, Frog Clone? Again, for those of you guys just joining in, Danny will probably be here in about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. He's recording tomorrow's video with Ron at the moment. So I'm going to be ripping a solo BBM for the time being. And of course, if you guys do want to join this draft, it did actually just fill on me. I'm doing a BBM here, and we're going to get it ripped here. Let's see if I got any friends and family in the draft. I don't see at the moment if any of you guys got in here. I think Cermak might be one of y'all, but if any of you guys got in the draft, let me know in the chat. But yeah, we're going to be ripping this first one here. If you guys want to check out my view here, I got a nice little view of Chicago from the room that I got. Little city view, not too bad at the Hilton or whatever that I'm staying at. So gonna be real crazy. This year's crazy. Every league in my redrafts August 31st. So many drafts. Yeah, there's a lot of people waiting, I find, this year to do their home leagues. Our home league, my home league draft isn't until the Labor Day long weekend. We're gonna be doing our flock league draft next week. But for the most part, I feel like everybody's saying late August is when they're going to be doing it. I guess the season starts earlier than usual. September 4th, the season starts on my birthday. So people drafting a little later kind of makes sense. Yeah. Also, one other quick shout out too. You guys can see that it says my rank and ADP. I do have my own rankings loaded in to Underdog, and you guys can actually use my rankings, Danny's rankings, both of our rankings combined. That is actually a feature in the Redraft Rankings Manifesto, which is our draft guide. There's CSVs there. Basically, you just download them, and then you hit the rankings tab here, and you upload the CSV. So I'm on the board here at the 103. Bijan is my highest ranked running back, my highest ranked player. I also have Gibbs ranked very closely here. Exposure-wise, I'm pretty even on both of these players, so I'll grab my highest ranked running back here with Bijan Robinson, and hopefully in the second, third round, I'm able to grab some wide receivers there. Jonas in the chat says, got in a random Husky draft with you this morning. Hey, it ain't random. If you guys want to get into some drafts with me, I would say the next 2 days is a good way to do it, because I'm going to be just ripping drafts anytime I got opportunities too. What do you think the best spot to draft from in a 10-man league is? So if you notice my top 3 to 4 players there, with Chase and the 3 running backs and CeeDee Lamb down to 105, I do really want one of those first 4 to 5 picks, whether it's a 12-man league or a 10-man league, but especially in a 10-man league when the difference makers are so few. I would really love to get a top 2, top 3 pick, top 4 pick, maybe secure a Bijan, a Gibbs, or a Lamb, or a Barkley there. Favorite way to do draft order. I think what we're gonna be doing for the Flock League is kick, pass, punt. So we're gonna see who can kick the longest field goal or kick a field goal, maybe, because we all probably suck at it. I think we're throwing the longest pass, and then we're gonna punt as well, I think, and see who can do that the longest. I believe that's what we're doing. That's probably a better question for Mason, but draft order's fun, man. I know Danny and his friends are doing like whatever the PGA tournament is right now. They all pick the golfer, whoever like scores higher and stuff. So there's that kind of stuff going on that people can do. But yeah, there's a number of different ways you can pick draft order. I like decathlons of any kind. Any athleticism showcase is always hilarious, especially if you can record it or something. And especially if you and your league mates are not athletic, that is the best way to do it. Looked at a few more bets. Garrett Wilson over 4.5 receiving touchdowns, a solid look. I mean, I get why it's a solid look, but I also be worried that Justin Fields throws 18 touchdowns this year. So that would be my worry. Pacheco 4.5 rushing touchdowns is real nice though. Anything exciting preseason wise for anybody? I know Shadur got some run last night with the Browns offense. Bryce had a pretty nice showing. Tet McMillan had a touchdown hit him in the hands after he ran a TikTok route. But Bryce with a great throw there. Any of you guys see anything interesting in the preseason? I know Jalen Coker also looked great too. So shout out one time for the Cokeheads. Yeah, also, Trevion Henderson houses his first touch as an NFL player on the kickoff return there. So going to be a lot of games today with more stuff going on. Okay, I'm on the clock here. Do I want to go McConkey and kind of buy the dip on this Keenan Allen signing, or do I want to grab like Bucky Irving and try a double hero RB stare? You know what? I think I can get a wide receiver later on. I'm going to grab Bucky, who I just recently moved up my running back rankings a little bit because I want to get my exposure up. And also I just think after some of these Dan Graziano quotes and some of the stuff that we're hearing, it does sound like Bucky has made pretty major strides as far as like pass protection is concerned. And that was my one major issue with Bucky Irving, is how much, third down work was he going to get? And T actually really slides to me there, which I absolutely love. So Bijan, Bucky, and T Higgins, the start that we're rolling with there. Feel pretty good about that double hero start. Torrey Horton looked great. Got him everywhere from your Dynasty Sleeper vids. Yeah, I loved Torrey Horton, the prospect, man. I'm glad that he's starting to look pretty good here. Danny's jump shot in last year's Flock League is in the Stock Exchange Hall of Fame. Yeah. I'm still mad about that knockout game, because the only person to get out via somebody making the shot behind them, if you guys played bump or knockout growing up, was Avery draining one on me to have me pick like kind of in no man's land. I didn't really love where my pick was last year. Of course, maybe I shouldn't have picked Garrett Wilson, but I didn't love where my pick was to begin with. And it's funny that Avery ended up winning the league, and I'm gonna have to wear his damn face on my t-shirt this year. But you know what? I'm embracing it. I lost the league. Shit happens. I went for gold here. If Garrett Wilson had the 2023 CeeDee Lamb season that I thought he could have, if Rodgers and the Jets had played well, I do think that would have been, you got to take your swings, man. When you think something's going to happen, you got to take your swings. I'm a boomer bust fantasy player. I usually win the championship or I'm out of the playoffs. That's how my redraft seasons usually go. But I do want to refine my strategy a little bit more this year and try and make a little bit more sound decisions, because I do think I was just taking some unnecessary risks last year. Even though I ended up drafting okay, some of the trades I made were just not not great by the end of it. So what else do we got? What late round quarterbacks are you drafting in a 10-team 6-point per passing touchdown, 4-point per passing touchdowns? Jamie, I did a video called League Winning Quarterbacks, predicting the league winning quarterbacks. That's definitely a great video that should answer every question that you have. But essentially, like a lot of those quarterbacks, 8 through 20, I really like. Like, I love me some Bo Nix this year. I love Jordan Love this year. I think Purdy and Prescott are really solid options. If you want to swing on the upside of like a Trevor Lawrence or a JJ McCarthy or a Michael Penix or a Bryce Young, I think there's a lot of great options in that territory. Is Scadaboo playing? Tracy getting all the work? Yeah, Scadaboo's banged up right now. And even before that, I saw, I think it was Jordan Ronan. I can't remember who it was that reported it, that said that it wasn't really a competition at running back to begin with. So it looks like Tracy is going to definitely start the season as the backup, as negative to positive says. We'll see how long that lasts for Tracy, because he kind of made a lot of mistakes last year. Scadaboo, once he gets his legs under him, can probably start playing better and so on. But yeah, definitely an interesting dynamic in that backfield. There is in my back seat here, I have waiting for 4 people on the big money draft that I'm trying to do here. So Ken Walker is actually my highest rated player on the board. Do I want to start 3 running backs with Bucky and Bijan already? You know what? Screw it. We're going to try and land the plane here. I'm going to start with 3 running backs. You guys won't even recognize me by the end of this draft. I'm going to start with 3 running backs. I've been moving Walker up my rankings consistently just because of the buzz he's been getting. The more, I look into things, the more I do these exercises, like what archetypes of running backs hit at the highest rate, the way that the Seahawks project as like an offense too, and the way that Kenneth Walker, I mean, assuming he stays healthy, which is the big if with him, projects this season. I just think that he has a lot of upside this year to have a back end RB1 season. We saw him finish as RB12 last year, and I think it only could go up from there for what he's capable of doing. So I'm back on the clock. My single highest drafted player in underdog drafts is on the board with Devontae Smith. I've talked about it numerous times, and I am absolutely going to slam the draft button on him. A guy who finished as wide receiver 20, wide receiver 15, and wide receiver 15 the last 3 years in points per game. Last year, the Eagles, historically low pass volume. Saquon, especially near the end of the season, closing out drives with 70-yard touchdowns, 50-yard touchdowns. Not a lot of pass volume to go along, and Devontae Smith still finishes as top 15 receiver in points per game. So why he's being drafted as wide receiver 28 on an offense that should pass a little bit more, because they definitely can't be as run heavy as they were last year. It's just like almost impossible to do what they did again, and is on a top 5 to 10 projected offense. Hurts in the passing game were not good down the stretch last year. Maybe that rebounds a little bit. I feel like they really ran the ball out of necessity. Like, their defense was playing so well. Saquon was playing so well last year that they, down the stretch, just didn't throw at all. They barely threw the football. And I think AJ and Devontae are huge targets of mine as a result of that, because they just seem undervalued, man. I know that the pass volume isn't there, but shit happens. We're wrong about pass volume and who's going to throw and stuff all the time. If we're wrong about the Eagles and they throw at a league average rate, Smitty and AJ are going to hammer their ADPs by like multiple rounds. I think Smith should be going right where he always goes, which is like early to mid 3rd round. AJ going right where he always goes, late 1st round, early 2nd round. And you don't have to take him that high this year, which is so awesome. Getting access to that offense there. So hopefully we can get more wide receivers with our next couple picks, because in a 3 wide receiver start format, you definitely don't want to fall behind the 8 ball too much. But one thing I absolutely am prioritizing on Underdog this year, that's been a very successful strategy for a lot of people, is because you are traditionally drafting optimally 7 or 8 wide receivers every draft, it does actually make sense to start to think about playing the running back position through the flex a little bit more. And knowing that I have the 3 backs that I have there with Bijan, Bucky, and Kenneth Walker, pretty much every week, I would imagine those guys, 2 of them obviously are going to be in my lineup at running back, but I do think it's possible that most weeks I'm flexing a running back given the volume that those guys get. So hopefully like Reed, Olave, one of these guys kind of falls back to me, because I do feel like I want to get a wide receiver, and I don't love like what happens if like Jennings or something is the best receiver on the board for me. I don't mind Diggs if he's the best one on the board for me there, though. But going back to my rankings, I do have Jaden Reed ranked rather aggressively, but I do think I could probably get him with my next pick, so I don't really want to reach on him if I don't have to. Egbuka is just absolutely friggin' flying up the board, man. Okay, so At ADP, I mean, Jennings is the highest rated receiver, but I'm definitely not taking him because I thought he was a terrible pick before, and his ADP hasn't adjusted much since. I'll grab Diggs here. I do think he's checking all the boxes for health. And I think he's going to be the number one for Drake May. And then going to my next pick, I hope I get Reader Downs probably. I would love to take Pacheco. I take Pacheco all the time, but given that I have 3 running backs already, I think it feels like a little bit of overkill at that position, and Pacheco actually goes, so that's great. All right, so it's Reed versus Downs. I draft so much of both guys. I think given the strength of this team and the fact that I have target earning spike week guys already, I'm going to roll with another one. Honestly, I'm just going to play right into that variance, and we're going to grab Jaden Reed, and we're going to go for spike week kings. Like Smitty and Higgins, they're obviously not the number ones of their respective teams. Diggs is coming off of an injury, so maybe he's a little riskier. But Jaden Reed, I want the spike weeks, man. Anytime this guy has big games, he really, really has big games, and that's how you get ahead in Best Ball Mania here, with those high upside spike week guys. Yeah, and Igbuka is just going so high in drafts, both redraft and dynasty right now, that I get why people might want to sell on him. But I know I'm biased as shit because I loved Igbuka pre-draft, and I'm obviously a Buccaneers fan, but I just don't see a world in which this guy's not a top 15 receiver at the end of the fantasy football season. Because even if he has, let's say, only 700, 800 yards and like 7 or 8 touchdowns or something, I just feel like the way he looks on those plays is going to result in people going, oh, yep, year 2, Godwin maybe, not playing the same level. Mike Evans could retire or something like that. The second the Igbuka projection is clear, we could be talking about a guy who's right up there with Travis Hunter and with Tetairoa McMillan in terms of what we think of him from like a dynasty lens. Yeah, it's hard not to love Igbuka, man. He's a beast. Joe Mixon's really fallen in drafts that I've been noticing. I know, so like when you hover over his name, it says that he's set to miss extended time, and I think that's going to really affect his value. A lot of people were really skeptical earlier in like late July. I was putting out like fantasy news of the day stuff, and Joe Mixon, the timeline was unclear on when he would be back and so on and so forth, but I think it's really encouraging if you can get him in the 90s, like we're about to be here. Like I picked him a couple times, and I was not high on Joe Mixon before. So in the 90s, I think it's worth the risk there. He's a veteran. He plays through injuries quite a bit, but he is old, man. Like drafting a guy who's old, who's already coming into the year injured, is not a value dip I want to be taking. But at pick 90, I feel like at a certain point, anybody has a price that I'm willing to be taking them at that point. But yeah, I'm not drafting him, generally speaking. Overall, we're actually in the Great Dane contest, the $250 entry contest that I want to draft after this one. We are currently sitting at 3 people for it to fill. So if you guys got the bankroll to join a big money one with me after this one, by all means, that one will be in there. And I'm hoping it'll actually sync up almost perfectly with when I want to draft that team, because it's waiting for 3 people right now. And by the time this draft is over, hopefully it's filled, and we can roll right into that one seamlessly. So the 4 wide receivers, 3 running backs so far. Tyler Warren, my guy, man, I've been drafting him ahead of ADP, but 92 is pretty insane. I haven't seen him go that high very often. I don't really love the wide receivers on the board here. This round 9 is like one of the worst rounds in fantasy, or like around this 8-9 turn. Kelsey's kind of interesting. I'm going to actually just grab Bo Nix, because as I talked about in the what makes a league winning quarterback video, Bo Nix just checks so many boxes, man. He was pushing the ball downfield. He has a great offensive line, has a great coaching staff, just has so much going for him that it's really difficult not to like the case for him. When you finish as a top 8 quarterback your rookie season with only Cortland Sutton to throw to, like what if Mims takes a step forward? What if Franklin, Pat Bryant, some of these other guys, Vele takes steps forward? Do you have Evan Ingram in a better run game now? Like there's a lot of outs for him to have a better season this year. So again, I'm on the clock. I don't really like anything on the board right now. I'm a little weak at wide receiver. I could grab another one here. I'll grab Keon Coleman. I don't really draft Keon a ton, but this is at ADP. He gives me a nice little upside swing in this receiving core. Again, I'm not in love with that selection. I'm not going to lie to you, but I don't really like. Was I going to reach 20 picks on Colston Loveland? Like I absolutely could have, but I just feel like I might get him with my next pick, so I don't really want to try and push it there. Yes, Henry says smash a like. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Also, quick housekeeping notes as well. For those of you guys that are in here, if you want to draft underdog teams like I'm doing right now, it's one of the best ways you can get ready for your fantasy football leagues this year because you're drafting against real ADP that's been refined over thousands, hundreds, probably millions of dollars over the offseason. So you know these players should be going where they are because there's so much money on the line on these contests, and they get you so over-prepared for your fantasy football drafts that you feel like a seasoned vet after 10, 15. Even if you're just doing puppy drafts, $5 entry contests, you can throw $50 on Underdog. Use the promo code FSE when you sign up. You'll have $75 on the site to play with if you deposit 50 because you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash via a 50% deposit bonus. And you can draft a bunch of teams, do a bunch of puppy drafts, and you'll feel over-prepared for your home league drafts, as we often say. So definitely check out Underdog if you guys are new around here, or if you're just new to Underdog and you don't know what I'm doing right now because you're just coming back to the scene. Maybe you're a casual season-long player or whatever. And then the other thing I wanted to say too is our season pass, we've gotten a lot of support on that, and it's such a great product. I really do want to hammer home how great this product is because it does cover you exactly when you need it for. August through January, you have full site access. Our rankings, all the site draft guides of myself, domain guys, Dynasty Land guys, and Mason. And the cool thing about all the draft guides on the site is that none of them are the same. Like our draft guide, very spreadsheet oriented, very like data oriented. The land guys have a lot of like the superlatives, cheat sheets, sleepers, breakouts, that kind of stuff. The domain guys, a lot of pick strategy. Like they have in their draft guide, like what to do at pick 7 on a sleeper league, what to do at pick 8 on an ESPN league. And they have that pretty much for everything. And then Mason's going to do those like bear and bull cases for every player in fantasy drafts that is going consequentially high in ADP. So just a really fun mix of content that you can get there with that season pass. And that is linked down below in the description of this. So I'm going to grab Loveland because I need a tight end. And he is just absolutely one of my favorite clicks in the entire board of Underdog because, man, top 10 pick. And he's already running with the ones, already getting Cole Kmet, basically running with the second team. Really, really hard not to love Colston Loveland where he's going right now. I get the Bears have a lot of mouths to feed type of arguments there, but it's just impossible not to love a top 10 pick ADP tight end for Ben Johnson. Like there was a lot of mouths to feed in Detroit in Sam Laporta's rookie season, and he still finished as a top 3 guy as a rookie. And I would argue that Sam Laporta is a much worse prospect actually than Colston Loveland is coming out. Jordan Love I could go with here. Does he have the same bye week as Bo Nix? He does not. So I might go Jordan Love because I do have Jaden Reed. That's probably the direction I'm going to go here. That makes the most sense. This is one of my favorite quarterback pairings, actually. I have a big dog team, the $500 entry contest, where I have these two quarterbacks paired up because I feel like with Bo Nix, you're getting that rushing element. You're getting the high weekly ceiling from that. And then with Jordan Love, he's a lot more of a boomer bust quarterback on any given week. Like as far as season-long redraft, Jordan Love's going to drop a couple 7, fantasy point games probably this year. But in best ball, you're going to get the best of what Jordan Love gives you there. And Caleb in here says 77 people and a lack of likes. Hit the like button for Bush. Yeah, appreciate you, Caleb. Hit the like button if you guys are in here. And especially if I'm answering questions and comments of yours, you haven't hit the like button. I know what you're doing here. AJ says, awesome, Bush. Great stuff here, bro. Thank you. No worries. Pretty expensive price to give up T-Mac and another player. That's a first plus. What are we talking about here? Oh, okay. TB said, would y'all trade Tet and Travis or Tet and Henderson for Bijan? That's a pricey thing to give up for Bijan, in my opinion. I love Bijan, but that's pretty pricey. If you're gonna do that, you got to get something back in return on top of Bijan. I think that's worth something. Like maybe if you're trading for Bijan, I'm assuming you're a contending team. So if you trade Tet and Travis for Bijan, like can you get at least Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, or something back just to help you compete? I think that would make a little bit more sense. This whole time I thought I'd been using Flock's promo code, but I'm using FSE. Hey, we appreciate you. Yo, what up, GOAT? What's going on? Papa bless. One thing, what was I going to say? I had something on my mind here. Loveland already running that Bowers draft archetype, underrated and fell in Dynasty because he won't have a role immediately, even though Loveland has such a good prospect model. Yeah, I broke it down in the tight ends to target and avoid post-draft, but had Colston Loveland tested, just based on his in-game athletic testing numbers that I pulled from like various sites, he would have tested essentially as a top like 10 prospect at the tight end position since 2016. Comps similar from TJ Hawkinson, Trey McBride, Dallas Goedert, those type of guys. So I'm back on the clock here. Tight ends, Dallas Goedert's on the board. I wouldn't mind being done at tight end here, and I feel pretty good about those two if I have them both. So I'm going to grab Dallas Goedert as my second tight end. Maybe I would throw a dart at a third tight end, but my favorite pairing of tight ends in underdog drafts is this: Colston Loveland, Dallas Goedert, or Tucker Kraft, Tyler Warren. Like, I love a rookie upside swing who can be a league-winning positional advantage for me, and then a guy that I feel just projects really well, is going to start all year, give me 6 or 7 good games, like Dallas Goedert does. So running back wise, I could circle back. I mean, Rashad White's my highest ranked running back, but I do have Bucky Irving, so I'm probably not going to go in that direction. Romeo Doubs is probably the way that I should go. Yeah, correlation wise, I have Jordan Love, I have Jaden Reed. I think Doubs and Reed kind of exist separately as well, where when Reed has good games, Doubs probably is not having a good game, which is how you kind of want to play it in best ball. And I guess this is like the anti-Matthew Golden bet. Like, if Matthew Golden isn't very good this year, but Jordan Love and the Packers are still great offense, I think that would probably result in Jaden Reed having a great breakout season and Romeo Doubs having a capable 800 yards, 7 touchdown type of year there. So Papa Bless says, when's the next time you're doing team reviews for Dynasty? I tried upgrading my Flock membership, but it wasn't letting me for the team reviews. You should be able to just go to your my account and then see what your subscription is. And then it should give you the option to upgrade. If you're having more trouble, Papa Bless, you can always go to the Discord, which you should have access to. If you see the little Discord icon on the site, you can join the Discord, go to site issues, and then the devs can help you get that sorted out. We'll probably be doing another team review, a Dynasty Decisions episode over the next week or so. Maybe when we're in Texas, we'll do the next one. But it all depends on when we get submissions. So if a bunch of people submit, we'll do one before then. If we don't get a lot of submissions, it might be a week or two away. Talent over situation. Yeah, dude. Especially when these two rookie tight ends, I can't believe I'm breaking news with this, but based on ADP, apparently I am breaking news with this. How are these rookie tight ends not going higher in drafts? I don't get it. Anybody watch the Colts game in the preseason? I swear to God, they gave Tyler Warren the ball every single fucking play. It felt like.
Yeah, they did.
It's exceptional how big of hits Warren and Loveland could be this year. Seriously, how big these guys could hit is insane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I literally moved them up in my rankings to, I believe, tight end 4 and 5 this year, or 5 and 6. Sorry, that's where I had them at, right after Laporta.
Yeah, I really like Laporta. I really like Hawkinson. I really like Kelsey and some of the other tight ends 4 through 8 or whatever in ADP right now. But there's just absolutely no world in which I'm taking them 3 to 5 rounds ahead of the rookies.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I'd be willing to take the rookies legitimately if they were top 80 overall picks, but they're not even close to that at this point.
Yeah, sorry. I probably should have been showing the draft board when I'm not picking here. Yeah, and the Underdog's got their new site logos here.
Was this the one where I sent it over the fence?
Yeah, no, it was. It was the one where you sent it over the fence, yes.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was wild. Also, shout out Thomas. Did you notice he was in here?
Sorry, I got to make a pick here. Bijan, Bucky, Walker is my running back core. I'll take Eckler. I'll take some spike weeks maybe from him catching some touchdowns or whatever the case is.
Did you notice Thomas was in here?
I did not notice Thomas was in here.
Shout out Thomas. Let's go.
Yeah, Mason, we don't need spicy hot. I'm in Chicago right now. I can draft my own teams.
Shots down.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Warren, Loveland, Kraft combined for 65% exposure to me. I mean, I have Warren almost 30% by himself. So
let me see where I'm at, because I think I'm very close to 65% combined from those 3, because I think they're quite literally my 3 highest roster tight ends. Kraft, Loveland, and Warren?
Yeah, I never grab Xavier Legette, but I just the way that Bryce looked makes me excited about this offense in general. And I'll take a 15 pick discount on Xavier Legette. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're going to get your ownership, it's definitely going to be when you can get it at such a depressed cost. So who were the Titans? You said Kraft, Loveland. Kraft 21.5%, Warren 18.7%, Loveland at 12.1%. So overall, that's 53%. I want to get
my
more.
Favorite targets for sure. I really cooled off on Njoku especially, and really just hammered those guys instead.
Yeah, just more offensive upside, I would say. I definitely made that switch as well. Yeah. So Corey wanted to do the majority of this draft, like on his own. So I joined now, but now I'm assuming we're going to be doing another one. So
Oh yeah, we're gonna be ripping way more drafts than this.
yes, sir.
Maria's at a museum with all of her poetry friends right now, so I'm trying to sweat this up and do as many drafts as I can while I got undivided attention here.
Yeah, that's typical. For those of you that are curious, I just got off the recording about 15 minutes ago or so. With tomorrow's video, me and Ron will be going through offenses that we're targeting and avoiding going into 2025. So that'll be a ton of fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Sir. Also,
yeah, Giddens, I have just, you guys can see where I have Giddens ranked relative to his ADP, and you can imagine what my Giddens exposure is as a result.
I'm curious where I have him ranked. Well, 155 for you there?
Yeah, I got him high, man. He's my highest roster, my second highest rostered running back.
I have him.
Who's he behind?
I have him 164 for me, so I'm right there.
I know he's my second highest rostered running back, but I can't remember who my first is.
I think you can guess who my first is because it's by a pretty wide margin.
Is it?
He's like one of the only palatable clicks in his range. That's the hint.
Oh, Tyrone Tracy.
Tyrone Tracy, I have at 31.8%.
Oh, unfortunately, I know who my highest rostered running back is. Unfortunately, it is Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah, I figured. What did I get him down to? I got him down to 15.9%, but seeing that I have 1,375 smackaroos invested in him isn't ideal.
Dude, I drafted him in my one of my $250 drafts today, but it's a perfect pick. I'll show you the team after. I already showed everybody in here, but I'll show you the team after why I picked him because he was so perfect for the build. Okay.
I mean, you probably got him with like Samson or Ford, right?
No, I got him specifically on a team where I was just fucking loaded at running back. I'm gonna grab Miles here because he's one of my favorite touches guys. I think I'm probably gonna close that off at 5 at running back, maybe.
Blue banged up right now too.
Yeah, I just think Miles is the best bet of the whole Cowboys backfield. I've been pretty consistent on that the whole offseason, and his price hasn't gotten any higher. So if I had to look at my exposure right now, he's got to be one of my highest rostered running backs too.
The one thing I would say would make me hesitate is that Blue was catching on a little bit before he got hurt, and it sounds like the injury isn't serious. So I would be curious what ends up happening throughout the rest of the preseason. But in terms of the bets, I mean, 16th round, 17th round for Miles Sanders, you could do a lot worse than that for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's just one of my favorite picks overall.
Yeah.
So I'm good at quarterback. I'm probably good at running back. I mean, I took 3 running backs with my first 4 picks, so I'm probably fine with just those 5.
Also, I'm gonna need Ludwig to hit another birdie soon. I'm
gonna grab
Aberg
Knoll here. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Jalen Knoll. I draft him. I've been drafting him quite a bit actually because he's kind of falling for no reason. What has Jalen Knoll done that we didn't expect? Christian Kirk's gonna start over him in the slot, but we said that the second he was drafted. So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys will see tomorrow. We basically refer to Christian Kirk as a 4 condom play. It's got to make sure your girl doesn't get pregnant.
I don't even hate Christian Kirk at his cost right now, but Jalen Knoll is if you wanted to say, okay, Jalen Knoll is no different than Adonai Mitchell and Dontavian Wicks and some of the guys that kind of need an injury in their wide receiver core, Jalen McMillan to take a step. But Jalen Knoll, to me, because he's a rookie, could come in and outright win one of the starting jobs. Plus, there's so much upside in that receiver core that guys do get injured because Collins hasn't been the healthiest. Jaden Higgins is also a rookie. It's possible that for whatever reason, Jalen Knoll would play more snaps just from an alignment perspective or whatever. And Kirk has had a season-ending injury in 3 straight years as well. So
also hope with me that Aber can make a 29. Actually, no, he missed it 18 inches off the hole. So he will be.
All right, Danny, you get 2 more references to your draft order for golf.
Dude,
so use them wisely.
Dude, I need a top 3 pick. I need one. Give me Chase, give me Gibbs, or give me Lamb. I mean, top 4 because Bijan as well. Give me a top 4 pick. I don't want to be left with the 9th overall pick. Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, I got a difficult thing under my belt here.
I should be good with Aberg.
Where did I pick in this draft? I picked at 110, so I'm picking towards the end of the board here. Let me ask you, what do you do on this team? It's a 2-5-8-2 at the moment.
2-5-8-2. Who's your tight end?
dart at running back. I have Loveland and Goddard, and I feel fine with those two guys. I could throw another
I'd grab
swing
a
there.
third.
They can work into my flex. Like Mason Taylor falls to me 25 picks past ADP. I'll definitely take him.
Dude, I got him on an 18th. Oh, did you have May on this team? No, you have Knicks, right?
No, I have Knicks on this team.
I got him in the 18th round on a team that had Drake May and Pat's correlators.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need a 9th receiver. Like I feel fine with this 8 wide receiver stack, but I might just like if neither of Taylor or Ferguson fall to me at tight end, which it looks like one of them probably should, I think I'll throw another dart at the tight end position, but I could just grab Franklin or something too.
Yeah.
I mean Darius Slayton too.
I'll tell you
value here, but
I'll tell you right now, before his ADP jumps up a couple rounds, any team that you can get Torrey Horton round 18, you just do it. You don't think twice.
Yeah.
Is he still on the board, Horton?
Yeah, he went already, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Taylor, Slayton, Franklin. You know what? Let's go shower narrative. I have Bo Nix. We're gonna grab Franklin here as my 9th receiver, and we'll roll with the correlation that they played in college together. So
it worked out very well this year.
It did. Yeah, it did not work out very well.
How's Tez Johnson looked, by the way?
Mike and a couple other guys were talking about just how like explosive and jittery he looks. It sounds very, very much like he is going to be our punt returner at best this year.
Yeah.
Unless we had a bunch of injuries. Like I think Tez Johnson's a great waiver wire speed dial name, but like he's got so many guys in front of him that got to go down with an injury for him to be relevant.
At best, he's wide receiver 5 or 6 then, right?
I think he could give Jalen McMillan a run for his money as wide receiver 4, to be honest. Sure. It's probably a year 2 thing than a year 1 thing, because he's a small guy. He's got an adjustment to the NFL. But I do think he's going to be a contributor. It's just more of like hey, when there's injuries on the Buccaneers receiver core, maybe you keep Tez Johnson in mind.
There's another one, by the way. If you can still get 18th round Keaton Mitchell, just take him like as many times as you can, because
he's a 15% Keaton Mitchell exposure guy for me too. I've been drafting him a ton.
Yeah, because I'm curious where I'm at. I think I'm a little bit underweight to where I want to be. Yeah, I'm a little underweight to where I wanted to be, but I do have him in one of my big dogs. So,
yeah. I'm just gonna showcase this really quick. I'm trying to join a Great Dane here, $250 to enter, and it is 3 people away from filling. I did the risky thing where I joined it before the draft and just hoped for the best that it wouldn't fill during the draft. It got sketchy there for a second because it's been waiting for 3 people since the 8th round. So I was like, oh shit, this thing's gonna fill, and I'm gonna be in like the 14th round of the draft or whatever. But it is still waiting. I'm gonna like give it like a minute or two just before I start another draft. But I'm hoping. I don't want to multi-table. I really don't want to. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. I'll show you my other Great Dane teams that I've drafted so far, just in the meantime, in case it does fill in time. So this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, Danny. I forgot I was drafting it because I was making my number 1 draft strategy show sheet for my. So I'm in a flow.
Wait, you got Derrick Henry at 206.
Yeah. So
that's a nice little.
Here's what happened that I don't like. It drafted 4 running backs with my first 6 picks.
Oh, Unk.
So big time Unk. But so I went with the hyper fragile, and this is why I took Judkins. Look at where I got him, dude.
Yeah, I mean at 162.
162 as my 5th running back when I have 4 hammers in front of him.
Dude, why don't you have the RTDB hat on right now?
This is an unk-ass draft, but Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, I feel good about. The only thing is I had to take some risks at wide receiver because of what I don't have at that position. Puka, Reed, Godwin's a risk. Shakir's a risk right now. Ayuk obviously is a risk, but I grabbed some safe condom guys. Dobbs stacked up, double stacked with Jaden Reed and Jordan Love. Alec Pierce, a spike week guy early in the season. Pat Bryant and Wandale, I got at 199 and 210 for Wandale.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty insane getting Wandale at that pick. And then I went really skinny at tight end. This is where I really cut corners. Jake Ferguson, Cade Otton. I go with the FSE special there. And I feel like all I need from these guys is like 8 to 10 points a week, and I'll be okay with the rest of my running back core and the rest of the team. So that was the Great Dane that I drafted this morning. And then if I go to my Great Dane that I drafted yesterday, this one a lot less hectic because I didn't auto draft 3 picks in the mid rounds or whatever. Jalen Hurts, Michael Penix as the quarterbacks there. Josh Jacobs, Pacheco. Mixon at 96 felt like too good to pass up.
Oh, agreed.
People were a little squeamish, obviously. In a $250 contest, people are not going to want to draft guys who are currently injured, obviously. Same with Garendo at pick 168. I thought was nice value. I double cucked Mixon just because I was like, hey, he's my third running back. If him and Chubb ping pong weeks early on in the season, and one of them is this good option for me, I think that's great.
Round 18, Damian Pierce. Who says no?
Ugh, he's always never hurt. He's never healthy either. Jamar Chase.
The scheme does benefit him now compared to last year.
Yeah, and again, people were squeamish on Ayuk in this draft because of the injury. So I pick 120 Brandon Ayuk. I'm going to take. I'm sorry, like I'm taking that. In a contest that rewards late season upside, as all contests do on Underdog, I will take as my wide receiver 5. I double condomed him in between 2 safe guys. Kupp and Kirk were my other receiver picks around that range. Those are 2 safe guys I feel okay about, and then Brandon Ayuk as my upside swing. I was just going to end it at McBride and Pitts, but I took a falling value Mason Taylor because I didn't like the rest of the board. So those are my 2 Great Dane teams that I've drafted so far. And this one's still waiting for 3 people. So I'm going to risk it. I'm going to leave it and do another draft. And if it fills, then we're going to have to multi-table. But let's try and get into something that'll fill quickly and draft quickly.
I didn't hear a single word of that. Holy crap, StreamYard is absolutely awful.
Oh, was I lagging or were you lagging?
For me, but I don't know if it was on the stream's end. I know because when we recorded the other day, it happened a little bit. Even when I was recording with Ron, like it happened a little bit. I think it's strictly StreamYard because when I saw the video recording, when I edited our video, there was no lag points for you. But like when I was in the call with you, it was. So I'm curious if you guys are in stream right now, was there any lag on your guys' end, or just strictly okay? So it's just strictly in the call then.
Yeah, it's just on the cloud, I guess, for whatever reason.
Yeah. It's so fucking weird.
Again, I'm going to delay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to enter our BBM right now because I want to get this draft in before this thing fills. This Great Dane. With the Flock Community Contest is also a really high EV type of contest. Only 8.3% rake. So,
yeah, everybody's saying no lag. It's only coming because I'm in the call then. That's fucking insane. That's literally just
your computer might just suck, to be honest with you.
Well, not really though, because like I'm fine for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fuck. I don't know. I'll figure it out. 104
what do we pull here? 104, beautiful. One of my favorite picks in the draft.
Here, let me just refresh my StreamYard. Maybe it'll help.
All right, I'm gonna answer some comments in the meantime. So Marty says, "How's Chicago?" It's actually really good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've talked bare shit about the United States of America because I just think Canada's better. Frankly, I know everybody's going to hate that, but I just think it's a better country. No offense. I've been to a number of different cities in the U.S. A lot of you have pointed out, hey, you haven't been to the good cities. Like I've been to Dallas, Arlington, Austin within Texas. Then I've been to, some places in New Jersey. We went to New York a couple times, Brooklyn, Manhattan, different areas of there. But I haven't been to anywhere really on the West Coast. I hadn't been anywhere in the Midwest. I haven't really been to the South. I don't know where Texas qualifies as. For some reason, that just stopped my share screen here. Hold on. Did you change that?
Huh?
Did you change the thing?
I was recording.
Oh, okay. I don't know why this just changed for me when I'm sharing my screen. It just changed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it randomly just put the different overlay on when you hopped in here.
That's fucking weird. Yeah,
okay,
no,
I'm on the clock here. I got to make a pick, and I'm going to be going with Jahmyr Gibbs because at 104, this guy took Christian McCaffrey at 3. Enjoy your sweat this season, buddy.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like drafting together, how many times have we drafted CeeDee Lamb? So we may as well fucking take the guy that's literally back to back with him.
I mean, this is on my account, and to be honest with you, I don't take CeeDee Lamb very often, so maybe I should get some exposure to him, but I just can't pass on these 2 running backs. Like I can't do it. It's nothing against CeeDee Lamb. I just can't. I cannot, in good conscience, not take 2 running backs that I think absolutely have 23 point per game upside this year.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, Genty going 106 is pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this Unk Room?
This is an Unk Room and a half. Holy crap.
Dude, what is StreamYard?
But what I was saying, yeah, your shit's all fucked up. But
your shit's fucked up to me too. I don't get it.
What I was saying is Chicago so far, best US city I've been to. That is what I'm saying. So far, it's been the best US city I've been to. How could have you been here?
I don't hear you anymore. It's 100% fucking StreamYard, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna put Danny. I'm gonna put you in the back seat to mold a little bit. Maybe restart your PC and come back. I don't. If you can't hear me, it's not going to make for very good content. You know what I mean? But yeah, Chicago been great so far. For those of you guys that said, there was a couple of you guys that were like, you're going to really like Chicago. And I have so far. So good on you for knowing that I would. Okay. So we're going to be back on the clock here soon. Lad McConkey is the highest ranked player that I have. I mean, could go Bucky again. I really do want to get my Bucky exposure up. So I might honestly take Bucky again, even though I just took him in the last draft. Maybe I'll go McConkey. I might go McConkey here.
You know what I might do?
What's that?
I might fucking. Oh shit! I was gonna say I can take my audio off here and then turn on the stream so I can hear you, because that's how fucked up StreamYard is.
Well, it's not going to be in sync.
Huh? Yeah, fair.
It's not going to be in sync. Like
it's
going to be.
It's not even my tech issues. That's the fucking thing. Like I sound perfect to him. It's just I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's weird. Check your speaker settings. I don't know, dude.
No. Like I hear you as in it's coming here, but I can check if maybe I'll unplug the Focusrite and plug it back in then maybe.
Come to California next. Yeah, I mean, I've heard California is really nice. It's also really expensive from what I've heard as well. Okay, me back here. I would love one of these quarterbacks to slide to me, so that's probably the direction I'm going to go. If Lamar falls to me here, Josh Allen falls to me here, it's probably the direction I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I would have said McConkey as well there. Yeah, I mean...
McBride at 28 is not bad,
I would go McBride.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Trey here. I'll go Trey. He's my highest rated player and the highest rated in ADP.
Also, I literally just plugged my Focusrite in and like unplugged it and plugged it back in, and like you sound fine right now.
Yeah, there it is. Death, taxes, and Danny's tech issues here.
It's just fucking, but like it was lagging though. It wasn't even fucking just audio. It was like your screen was fucking lagging. But I appeared fine for you.
All right, we're good. We got it. We back. Sanders to the moon. Yeah, I crazy that I'm in on Miles Sanders, but that's where we're at.
Need Aberg to make a 20-foot putt.
Run an eliminator, flock, or puppy for the poor folks. You know what, Cats? I will. So there's waiting for 2 people in the Great Dane here. If
the Great Dane fills,
yeah, the Great Dane fills. By the time I do my next draft, that will be my next one. But my final draft, or whenever I do my last draft, will be one of the flock contests, because that's a $10 entry, and I actually would like some bullets into it because it's a really nice thing. I don't really like doing the puppy drafts personally. I'm just not a fan of doing the $5 entry contest. But yeah, they are obviously really good. The amount of drafts we do, I feel like it's a waste of time to do a $5 contest.
Well, that's the thing. Team. Also, like, I understand it's like a weird build overall, but I mean, like, if Hurts falls, I think you got to. On top of that, if he's not here, I mean, I don't care how many fucking ownership percentages that we have of this guy. Either Xavier Worthy or Travis Hunter needs to be here. That's insane. Yeah. Worthy wasn't going to fall, but
yeah, no, Worthy wasn't going to fall. But yeah, if Hurts falls, I got to take him for sure. I've walked out of this with the Zoomer strategy of filling out my starting lineup, which is that you get one of each at the start.
Well, dude, it's actually a decent strategy this year. I'm not even going to cap.
Okay, Hurts went, Pickens goes. I'm
wow, you would Walker to 38,
Walker or Smitty, most likely, based on my rankings there.
Fair. I mean, I would have said Hunter, but that's fine, I guess.
Yeah. I think I might have a chance of getting Hunter with my next pick. It's a 54.8 ADP, so that's why I'm not going to take him. So I'm going to grab Ken. I'll grab Ken Walker here, and we go Gibbs and Walker as the starting running backs, and then we're going to fill out our wide receiver core here with probably our next couple of picks here.
Is Danny a golf guy? I mean, we both are, but I also have my home league order decided upon how good a golfer does today. So
all right, Danny, that's it. Jay Metal's like, that's it, Danny. One more golf.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be talking about golf. Don't you worry. But yeah, I just need him to hit this birdie because I got a lot of stock on Ludwig Aberg. Aberg, shout out Corey for helping me pronounce that because I was calling him Auberg.
Yeah, no, you gotta get your Scandinavian last names correct. Okay, Devontae Hunter are my two highest rated receivers. I take Devontae like quite literally 35% of my drafts, so I'll go with Hunter here. So we go McConkey, Hunter, McBride, Gibbs, and Walker to start out. I feel like I got some real high upside. It is currently waiting for one person for the Great Dane. So I'm very nervous that it's going to fill here soon, and I'm going to have to multi-table.
Also, Corey, you still have Henderson at 57 after what we watched last night?
I updated my rankings yesterday. So I do not
baby.
see the Henderson thing yet. But Henderson, yeah, will probably need to be going up definitely over James Conner for sure, and probably up into the late 40s most likely.
Okay. Yeah, I am gonna keep it a stack. I think there's a very real possibility if this keeps up and the coach speak keeps up. Like, we're talking about a guy that's probably gonna lay into that early 4th round area by the time drafts are done.
Yeah, I mean, home leagues, you ain't gonna have to pay that, but yeah, in underdog drafts, if that's where he's going, that's definitely very, very possible that happens.
I got a fun one for you. Not where you'll rank them, because obviously we're high on this guy. So like, again, like, it wouldn't be an anti of this guy, but I can see the market kind of being pessimistic on this guy. Would you at all be shocked if Henderson overtook Breece Hall in ADP?
Yes, I would be.
Fair enough. I would
be very shocked. I think the absolute ceiling that Henderson could get ADP wise is going where Hampton is. Wherever Hampton lines up is that he
goes ahead of Breece Hall, no?
Well, I mean, he might start to settle in below after the Slater news, I would imagine. And my Great Dane just filled, so we are going to be hopping around a little bit for this draft.
Like, I'm telling you right now, at running back, he is currently, so that's on Dynasty. I'm going to go to 2025. I'm going to go to running back. He was RB 16, and I'm moving him to RB 14. I mean, it was all the same tier, but
fuck. Okay. I'm gonna be grabbing Pacheco here. He's the best one. I'm picking. So I'm just gonna share this tab now. I'm just gonna be swapping tabs. Unfortunately, it's gonna get a little confusing, but I am picking 1-1, which is nice. So at least I'm at a turn. I picked 2 in a row each time. I'm gonna go with Jamar. This is a Great Dane. This is a $250 to enter contest. So if I have to miss a pick, it will be in the Best Ball Mania one.
Yeah. I mean, I would have went with him too. So your gauge.
Yeah, getting the first pick in a $250 to enter contest feels nice.
Hopefully you can get gold in the fall back. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah, we got the can't take fantasy advice from anyone saying Canada is better than the US. Clearly on permanent till. S.3000. I have one simple question for you. Have you lived in Canada for a significant period of time? Because if you say US is better than Canada and you've lived in Canada, then I'll say your opinion is valid.
But has he been to Canada?
Yeah, if you're just an American who loves America, then, I mean, your opinion to me is just not that valid because you just obviously prefer your own country, which is fair. I prefer my own country, but I feel like you need to have experienced both to feel good about it. I'm going to take Jaden Reed because he's just my best rated player. So
one more or Golden was what I said too, right? Golden already go?
I think he goes further down.
Right? Yeah,
he goes a little bit further down.
Yeah, no, I thought you were
might have a chance to grab both here.
I was just about to actually tell you that. Did you see the little seed that Dart just threw to Lil Jordan Humphrey?
No, I'll probably what I do with preseason games, to be honest, is I just watch the condensed games, all in succession. Like when I get home Sunday night, I'm probably just gonna sit down and watch the game in 40. Like I already watched the games in 40 of the Browns game and like the Panthers game and stuff to catch up on the ones that happened already. But for the Saturday games, when there's that many on at once, it's preseason. I don't really feel like watching that many preseason games. I'll probably just watch the game in 40.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
Do they let you have rights in Canada? Come on now.
Come on. We have the right to stream best ball drafts.
Yeah, we have literally everything.
We're not in Ontario.
Americans go, we invented freedom and stuff. It's like we literally have everything you guys have.
Yeah, like except for best ball in Ontario, but
yeah, except for best ball in Ontario, but that's fine.
That applies.
There's one province that doesn't have best ball. There's like half the U.S. states don't have it. So
very fair point.
Ratio wise, we're good.
49ers at 5:30 got you excited. Cowboys at 7 as well will be pretty fun. Really, really excited.
Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta miss the Buccaneers Titans game because I'm doing Maria's poetry event tonight.
Oh, it is tonight. Damn.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Okay. Unfortunately, the clocks are thinking up right now.
Who's there at ADP? Like if you start by ADP, who shows up?
By ADP, Hawkinson's the highest valued player, but I already have McBride, so I'm probably
Probably
not gonna
just
go with
Pittman
that.
anyways.
Probably just gonna grab Pittman here, most likely.
Yep, good pick.
Yeah, just gonna grab Pittman. I don't like that my clocks are getting too close together now.
See, Dylan, like that would be applicable if I can't literally just say the same thing. Who the fuck asked about the 49ers playing at 5:30, getting you excited? Like if I couldn't just reverse that on you, like I would understand. But you knew that was coming.
Facts, you did. Yeah, you can't be like didn't ask when you literally just volunteered.
You're the one who brought it up
in the chat. Okay, I'm on the clock in this league here. Chase was my pick in the first. I'm gonna grab Jacobs with one of these, I think.
Who's available?
Jacobs, Brees is my highest. T. Higgins, Trey McBride. I'm gonna do the premium Bengals here with.
Do
with
I
T.
just
Higgins
see 2-6 Genty?
Yeah, 2-6 Genty there. Okay, now I'm back on the clock in this league. This is going to be annoying, but hopefully this draft is over a little sooner.
Who's frozen? Me or Corey? Someone says you're frozen.
I'm gonna just fuck. I hate this board.
Who's frozen, Dylan?
I just grabbed Darnell Mooney. Whatever.
It was you. Okay, it was me that time. Okay, I wasn't sure. Did I freeze to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
To be fair though, I was not looking at my StreamYard. I was doing a draft.
Fair enough. Yeah, I basically mentioned Genty went 206 in your draft.
Yeah, in the I think when your nuts are on the chopping block there and you got a $250 to enter contest, you start to see a little bit different ADP trends.
Agreed.
Where people are a little bit scared off of like bad offenses a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I noticed that too. I mean, at the same time though, if it gives me the opportunity to draft a potential 300 touch rookie at 18th overall, I'm not
of
losing
course.
sleep.
I'm just saying, like people when your rankings are under the gun there, they're like, okay, and a $5 puppy, I was fine grabbing this guy, but would I be fine drafting him this high in a $250 draft? Maybe not.
Well, after we make the pick in this one, we'll show the board of the other one quick. I am curious, like what it looked like in that beginning portion.
This is my opinion too, Cats. Not a mid second. I still have him in the early second.
Early second for sure.
I don't think he should be a first round pick.
Yeah, I have him, I think 13th overall right now. I mean, I have the receivers ahead of him. I do have him above London and Amon-Ra, but yeah, aside from that, like the BTJ up, I do have ahead of him now for sure.
Yeah, I have BTJ and Collins, and then he's sixth for me among running backs. And if somebody wanted to, in half PPR especially,
you're gonna say
that Derrick Henry should be ahead of him, I don't think it's outrageous by any means.
I don't think it's outrageous. I don't know if I could do it, but also, so Corey, I was grinding a bunch of the CGLs yesterday. Like I ended up getting...
I am not going to be able to pay attention to you because I got 2 picks on the clock right now. Okay, I'm going to take Caleb with this pick, and then I'm going to swing to my other draft. Whoops, I just stopped sharing now. That's not what we want.
I wish I could share for you.
Okay. Back on the clock here. I'm going to roll James Cook because he's my highest rated player because I don't have time to think. And also James Cook, I think his contract's going to get done today by the sounds of it, based on the Bills beat reporters.
Travis Hunter.
I will be taking Devontae Smith.
Yuck.
Because that's who I prefer of those 2 options.
Fair.
Okay. If I had more time to think on these picks, I would open to input, but I literally was on the clock twice at once there.
Oh, dude, Cats, relax. What the fuck? Relax. Relax. To answer your question, crazy. Yes. Crazy.
And of course, I just bye week stacked for fuck's sakes. Caleb and Jordan have the same bye.
You could very easily make that a 3 quarterback build.
Yeah, I'll make it a 3 quarterback build, but I was hoping I'd be done with those 2.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's the best ball one, right? Or best ball mania one, right?
Yeah, this is the best ball mania one. The one that, just to save some people some confusion here, the one that is later in the draft is the best ball mania one. It's 11th round right now, and the best ball mania one is only the 5th round of the Great Dane.
Why is it crazy? Break it down to me. When you talk about projected touches, I think Genty projects for far more touches. As much as I like Kenneth Walker, Genty
I
in
don't
that,
think far more touches is how I would explain it.
I think there's a realm of possibility Genty leads the league in touches. That's the
For
difference
sure.
between you.
I think on a per game basis, if Genty, let's say,
Yeah.
has 20 to 22 touches per game,
Mhm.
something like that, I think Walker can be in the 17 to 19 range. I don't think it's a
Sure.
significant difference,
So
personally.
so a better player getting more touches and probably more receiving work is why I prefer Genty.
Rookie Genty versus Walker in his 4th season, better player for the whole length of the season is not also something I would say with absolute 100% certainty.
And that's where I disagree too, because I just don't see like Raheem Mostert at this point in his career does not scare me in terms of earning touches as much as Zach Charbonnet does. I get it.
He doesn't scare me when Walker's out there, man.
I agree. Kenneth Walker is the starting running back, but at the same time, if you're talking about a potential needle in the thorn, like I would trust Genty to outtouch Raheem Mostert more frequently than I would Walker with Charbonnet. Like that's a more consistent factor for me than Raheem Mostert is. I don't think either are going to be huge factors. Don't get me wrong, but I think Charbonnet's talented enough where if Walker had a bad stretch of play, he could chip in more.
Yeah, I could hear arguments for this though. Walker and Genty, in my opinion, are exactly the same level of offense. They're both maybe average offenses in the NFL, give or take. And if Genty only outtouches him by like a marginal amount, like 3-4 touches per game, then I could see Walker as a veteran running back who's been very efficient, who had a top 12 season when he was healthy last year, being in the neighborhood of Genty in terms of overall fantasy points. Like, I don't think it's outrageous to say that he could outtouch him or outscore him. Okay, I need to go to this tab because it is the more important draft. This one's on the clock. I'm just going to make a pick that you guys can't see just so it's out of the way. Grab a Kyle Williams there. Okay. Back on the clock again. Am I just going to take Jaden Reed again?
Time. Sorry. In terms of this, you said there's a small risk he isn't a great receiver. I would argue he has the opportunity to be the number 2 or number 3 target on his team.
Yeah. No, he definitely could.
Like I wouldn't at all be shocked if you're talking about a 5+ target per game type of player, even in year 1. So even though, like, again, Seattle will be a better offense.
I'm going to grab Josh Downs here. Sorry. I'm trying to make my picks here in the middle of this. 2 drafts at once is like so difficult.
Oh, good. Sorry, I don't even know where I left track of now. I was saying the Seahawks are going to project for more points, but it's not like we're projecting the Seahawks to be even as good of an offense as they were last year.
Yeah, they could definitely take a step back. It wouldn't shock me. See,
like I think that's just attributed.
I can't not take Quinchon here. I cannot take Quinchon at pick 148.
See, but the thing is how are you going to get your ownership percentage down if you keep taking?
I'm not. I'm just going to take the L on Quinchon if he misses this year. And here's the thing. Quinchon's lawyer yesterday pushed the case and tried to backtrack it till 2026. So
it's far more likely he's on the exempt list because he hasn't signed.
Not necessarily, though. Not necessarily, because Rice wasn't on the exempt list. Jordan Addison wasn't on the exempt list. Zeke wasn't on the exempt list.
Corey, you're failing to realize that all of those guys had signed their rookie contracts prior to their situation.
Again, I'm not going to say
it won't play and won't sign until this is resolved. The Browns will not sign him. Why would the Browns sign him with a looming criminal case?
Because I think if it's pushed into the future and they have a trial set, they'll sign him and they'll take significant guaranteed money off of his plate, and he'll play and he'll probably get suspended next year.
Judkins, Corey, I love Judkins, but that is very, very optimistic at this point. And I am a guy who has a ton of Judkins bags. I think there's about a 50% chance he doesn't play this year.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think 50%. But based on what his agent and his camp is going to be willing to do, I think if they can circumvent some of the ways around it and he can get on the field, I think it's possible that he plays. I think his ADP indicates that he's probably like 75-80% chance of not playing.
Dude, it's just he's unsigned, dude. Like they're not going to sign him until they have any step of resolvement here. Like you don't. Why would you offer to pay this guy? Why would you offer to pay him when you don't have to?
I can't give you a reasonable take to say otherwise. Honestly, I can't.
Sorry, if I can make an argument. I mean, KW, regardless, I think is one of the best picks in the 4th round, and possibly like if he was a 3-4 turn pick, I'd be in there. But at the same time, KW3 being second or third in targets, like we haven't seen this guy command over 55 targets in his career. I just think that's a big step. I think
Dude,
ultimately,
in his games that he was healthy last year, he was like a 4 target per game back.
Dude, and he very well could. Again, if he finishes with 64, 65 targets, I could see that. But at the same time, I think Genty has the possibility to be a top 3 level receiving back in the league. That's the difference. Both with opportunity and with ability. I mean, the guy literally had what 43 catches for 600 yards as a sophomore player at Boise State.
Yeah, he was a beast as a receiver.
Yeah. And trust me, I'm framing this a lot more pro Genty because obviously you're talking about it from the negative Genty angle, Cats. I mean, I also think Walker's a very, very good click in the 4th right now. So
I just tethered 250 American to fucking Travis Kelce in the year 2025, so that's fun.
How much?
250 American, like the draft that I'm doing.
Oh, you drafted Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm gonna grab Algier with this pick, and then I think I'm done at RB there, and I'm gonna grab a two late round tight end stab to go along with McBride. I actually really like playing 3 tight end builds through the elite tight ends and just not taking a tight end forever, basically.
Dude, fucking Aberg left the putt 3 inches from the hole for birdie.
Tough. This is my thought, Richard, as well. I think as long as they have a criminal trial or maybe it's not a criminal case too. Like that's the other thing. Like they could.
He's unsigned around
the case.
He's not going to play until he signs. Like,
I know
that's the thing. It's like, if he was signed, okay, that's one thing. But, like, he does not even have a contract. So how are we expecting him to play football?
Because I think Cleveland is going to put things in his contract that voids if criminal stuff happens. Like, if there's, like, a huge conviction, he gets prison time, all this kind of stuff. Number 2, they were kind of just playing chicken because they had a lack of information. If they have a date set, it's like, hey, January 2026, he's going to have a date set for his court case. NFL is going to suspend him right away or put him on the exempt list, or maybe they suspend him after the court case plays out. I think there's going to be more clarity, let's say 3 to 4 weeks from now than we have currently. And that uncertainty is what's causing his price to be in the toilet right now.
Dude,
if we had some level of certainty, I think we'd see a different level of price for Judge.
If we had some level of certainty, the inverse way, he would be undraftable.
I mean, yes, you're right.
So, like,
I don't view him as a screaming value.
I
guess it's crazy. I'm bag defending. I get it. I'm still taking the risk.
Realistically, in terms of thesis, if Keenan Allen sided with the Chargers, he would have been a high pick. Why was he going in round 17, round 18, Corey? Because there was a risk he would have retired. But everybody realized that when Keenan Allen sided, from a CLV perspective, he would rise in value. The reason people weren't drafting Keenan Allen is because there was a risk he would retire. I think that's kind of how we should be viewing Judkins. We're like, yeah, sure. If he does play, obviously he's going to be a great value. But
also
even if he does play,
more valuable than Keenan Allen, if we're calling a spade.
Sure. But at best, you're probably hoping for 10 healthy games of Judkins this year, given the context of what's going on.
I think, again, I'm not saying it's a high likelihood scenario. I'm not saying this is high likelihood whatsoever. But I think there's a scenario in which he plays 17 games this year.
Oh, I don't think that's even in the realm of possibility.
The NFL decides disciplinary things are going to come in 2026.
Dude, he's not signed. They're not going to sign him until they have that clarity. And if they're not setting on a suspension this year, they will not have that clarity this season. So it's like he's either going to get suspended this year or he's not going to play this year, period. Like, that's how I view it, man. There's no realm of possibility he plays 17 games at this point.
Again, I'm not a lawyer. I can't argue with you. I think that the Browns would sign him if they had clarity on what his situation is. I think the part of why he's not signed is the uncertainty, not necessarily that he has a criminal case coming up. Because as people have pointed out in the chat, the NFL doesn't really have a moral high ground.
It's not about the NFL having a moral high ground. It's about the fact that this guy's unsigned. Like, why would they sign him until anything's resolved? They have no interest in signing him until he figures what the fuck else going on from a legal perspective. Like, why would the Browns inherit that risk when they simply cannot? They already fucked up. They already picked them top 40 with this being lingered now, obviously. Obviously, they didn't have the context of it at the time, but they already spent the draft capital. They already sunk capital there. Why would you have double the sunk cost by trying to sign him when all of this is unresolved?
Yeah, this is a valid point. Obviously, is like it's one thing when like Zeke gets a domestic violence situation, who proved he was like a Pro Bowl running back and
Yeah.
whatnot. It's another thing when the guy hasn't played an NFL snap yet, but he was a high draft pick. The assumption is that he was going to be the starter and be a lead back for them,
Agreed.
and that kind of thing.
Agreed. But I mean,
I'm just leaning into the uncertainty, I guess. I think that I'm okay doing it at a certain point in the draft. And if I eat my zero, I eat my zero, and I will chomp it up and say that I was wrong.
it's just, dude, I would feel squeamish knowing he's my number one rostered player in best ball this year. That's all
I do feel squeamish about
so
it.
like
But
you
trust me,
you have
I'm
to
not
dilute it
doing any more
somewhere.
$250
Dude,
like big money contest drafts. Not a
dude,
I won't draft him, period, in those contests.
the
But
more you take him when he falls 20 picks past ADP, like how are you going to dilute your ownership?
I actually don't take him that much now.
Yeah.
I took him there because if he's fallen to 150 or something, I'll take him at that point.
Yeah, no, I feel
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, there was something that was mentioned here that I actually wanted to give. Jory, I have Igbuka ranked higher than Corey does, probably. Actually, where do you have him ranked?
35, I think, or 34.
Okay. We both have him wide receiver 35, so he is absolutely not a homer.
Okay.
I mean, he is, but like
dart at this position here.
He is a homer, but he's valid, is what I'm saying.
Oh, Jack Besh at fucking 213.
Excuse me?
Jack Besh at 213. I just got.
Oh my lord.
177 is his ADP. Well, because Dante Thornton had like some report that he's going to play in 2 wide receiver sets. Is that, like, I mean, I know Jack Besh hasn't like wowed in training camp or anything like that yet, but surely like people don't just forget college tape and prospect profile. And it's not like Besh was like an elite prospect or anything, but he separated well versus coverages according to reception perception, had some bright spots, outproduced Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas as a freshman at LSU. Like, there's bright spots to his profile. I get that like Jacoby Myers and him play the same role and shit, but I feel like through the chaos of an NFL season, that stuff gets ironed out pretty quickly.
Also, it's not even agreeing to disagree. I agree if he plays, he's a huge fucking value. The issue is, I guess we're disagreeing on the likelihood that happens.
Yeah. No, and to be fair, I actually think that
he is a huge value if he plays.
The correct take probably most of the time in the long run will be yours. I do not think that I'm going to end up being right on this.
Yeah, it's just, dude, I want to believe that, hey, Judkins is going to sign his deal. He's going to play this year and he's going to get suspended next year. I think that's a 0% chance of happening in terms of likelihood at this point.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do, Danny? Here's how I'm going to dilute my portfolio. I'm going to just draft so much Dylan Sampson. It's insane.
One of them is going to fucking hit big.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the team is just so bad that it doesn't work that way. But yeah, I do feel like taking Sampson is definitely the play at this point in time, because Jerome Ford is not good. So I'll draft Jerome Ford here and there, but I'm just going to draft a lot of Sampson going forward.
And this is exactly how I approached my Keenan Allen shares. Like I said, I obviously different asset, Keenan Allen versus Judkins, but the comparison is similar in the sense that like people were scared.
With you.
No, but not in terms of the upside. You're missing that context.
But that's the whole reason why I'm still drafting Judkins.
I get that. I'm just saying, in terms of there is a likelihood where it could be a stone zero. Keenan Allen, before he signed with the Chargers, was going round 18 because people were scared he could retire and he'd be a stone zero in your lineup. Even though we knew as soon as he signed, from a CLV perspective, he was going to rise 3 rounds, maybe 4 rounds. And in fact, his ADP's already risen like 25, 30 picks. And I'm sure he's probably going to end up landing in the 130s by the time that drafts are done. So even though we knew that possibility was there, people were still understanding that we can't take him until before round 17, 18 in case he does retire, because a stone zero is the absolute worst you can take in best ball.
Yeah. And
different upside. I agree.
Let's adjust that to a guy that would go in round 5 or 6 if he played 17 games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Versus Keenan Allen on 17 games now with the projection we have is what, a 13th round pick, a 12th round pick?
Could end up being,
let's say a 10th round pick at that.
Dude, like Trey Harris was going in the 9th.
Let's say 10th. Let's say he's a 10th round pick.
Yeah, fair.
He's a 10th round pick. If for whatever reason we got certainty on the Judkins situation, NFL comes out, because they're going to have more information than us. That's the other thing that people think is like, oh, just because they have a court case, that means they have no information. It's like, no, they'll have a court case plus all the information that we won't have access to behind the scenes. And the NFL might be like, okay, we're going to let the legal system play out like we always do with Rice, with other examples of these players. and will probably take disciplinary action going into the 2026 season. Again, I get that he's still unsigned and there's the contract dispute and all that kind of stuff, but the language of the contract will probably reflect what a risky proposition he is, in that his contract becomes void with X, Y, and Z stipulations in it.
Maybe.
That's my opinion on it. And if that were the case, Judkins would go in the 6th round, 7th round, 8th round.
Sure. He would, in that specific case, he would.
And he has RB1 upside. Some people said, oh, he's RB2. I think he has RB1 upside in that situation.
The difference between Allen and Judkins, though, it was Allen's decision whether or not he could retire. It's not Judkins' decision whether or not he plays this year.
No,
that's the difference. So it's like Keenan Allen could have chose to retire, could have not. As long as you just believed, hey, listen, the guy wants to play football. He was a fantastic process pick where he was going. The issue with Judkins is, even though we know he wants to play football, it is completely out of his decision whether or not that happens this season.
Yeah, no, again, it's so risky. It's so unbelievably risky, but it just might work. That's all I'm at with it, because we have historical precedent of the Browns specifically and the NFL being willing to overlook some things if you can tote the rock and you can play football.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we'll end up seeing what happens, but I think at this point it's about a 70% chance he doesn't play this year.
Oh, Tony, trust me, I've looked into a lot of the case details as a Quinshon Judkins bag holder, and I listened to the police call, and there's definitely circumstantial evidence at play. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just talking based on what I heard.
In every one of these cases, it is pretty circumstantial.
Yeah, but there was enough for an arresting officer to arrest the guy, which is a significant piece that the Browns are probably taking into account. The NFL is probably taking into account. This isn't allegations. I think some people want to treat this as allegations. It is not allegations. He was arrested for this.
He literally got a mugshot.
Yeah, if he's arrested, this is not the same as Zeke or, whoever other examples you have where it was just allegations. Like Dalvin Cook, I think, had allegations at one point too.
I mean, Zeke's was there was a video that came out of him doing it, so therefore that's
was there a video over Zeke?
Oh, you don't remember?
I don't remember that there was a video for Zeke.
So what happened with Zeke, it wasn't like sexual as in like penetration. The sexual assault for Zeke was because he was at a parade with a fan and he touched her breast.
Oh, what the fuck? I don't remember this at all.
You don't remember that? There was like a video that came out, which is why he got suspended.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't remember the video part of that. I thought he just got suspended based off of
I can see
allegations or whatever. But anyways, Tony says, wasn't the call a month after the incident? No, it was, I think, 6 or 7 days later. And in most of those cases, man, like women are not going to be likely to come out right away. Like you're scared, man. It's a pro athlete. He's a very strong guy. You're not going to want to come out and speak out against him. Your family members, your mother, your sister, they're probably going to be the ones to tell you to speak out about those situations. She said on the phone call too, that they wanted to try and work it out and stuff. So again, I don't really buy into this whole like, oh, it was later than when it happened. That's why it's like, again, maybe it matters from a legal perspective, but I tend to think that the victim probably needs to be sided with in that situation.
Also, my apologies. Maybe I misremembered because that happened that off season, but it was also in conjunction with other stuff. So my apologies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
there was other stuff.
Yeah, they just suspended him primarily on the first thing, which was like that. There was like a domestic allegations.
So there was domestic allegations, but they're all also. I do fully remember there was an incident where he was at a parade or whatever, and he got called for groping a woman because there's a video of him basically touching her breast.
Yeah. What a great guy Zeke was, huh?
Yeah, I mean, fucking that guy had like a 2-year prime.
Yeah.
3 years, three good years. But
I think I'm gonna grab Alec here because I got Ward and I feel pretty good about it. Would you feel?
Is Horton available too?
What's up?
Is Horton available too?
He might be. I think I'm gonna tack on DJ to this team because Jordan Love and Cam Ward. I don't feel great about that 2 stack of quarterbacks, and I have Pittman and Downs, so I think I'm gonna tack DJ onto this team.
Sorry, you cut out Bear for me there.
I said I'm going to tack Daniel Jones onto this team because I have Pittman and Downs, and I don't feel great about Jordan Love and Cam Ward as my only quarterbacks.
I think that's reasonable.
Also, Kelsey and Kraft to feel good there. I got 8 wide receivers at running back. I got 3 guys with volume plus 2 upside swings, so I feel pretty good about this team overall. Again, for a $250 entry that I was multi-tabling at one point, I think I landed the plane okay here. But yeah, it's in decent shape.
You cooked, brother.
I don't love that I had to invest in Kelsey, but I mean, I invested into the offense. I took Pacheco, I took Hollywood, I took Kelsey. If the offense is good, that should pay off some dividends.
For sure.
So DJ is probably going to be my last pick. Again, you could maybe make the argument I should tack on another wide receiver or running back. I think when you have a five running back build, I want to feel good about the volume projection of 3 of them. And I feel great about Cook, Jacobs, and Pacheco's volume projection. And Sampson and Wright are both extremely high upside swings.
I would say this one's on the verge of being a 5 or a 6.
Really? I think this is actually closer to I guess because my first
not a 4.
The second round pick as opposed to like a first round running back, then
That's
I guess
why.
that's probably where I'm at with it. Yeah.
Yeah, either for me, if it was like a Josh Jacobs plus Chase Brown or a Saquon Barkley plus James Cook, I would say like those are a strong 5. But I still think you can get away with a 5 here for sure.
Yeah, especially with Sampson's situation. Like I kind of shied away from drafting Sampson because I got so much of him when he was like a 200s pick. But that was kind of a stupid idea because now he's in the 130 and like he's only going to get more expensive. The longer this Judkins situation goes along, we fast forward 3 weeks from now. If Judkins is still not signed, still not with the team, Sampson might be a pick at 105. Like he might be going where Tyrone Tracy goes. You know what I mean?
He definitely could. Yeah, I can see that happening. I think this was the team I'm trying to find. There was a team I sent to you in the chat. One of my big dogs. Okay, it was this one, dude. I'll show the chat this as well. But holy CLV value that I got on this big dog team, big bog.
Here, wait till my last pick there, and then before we enter the next draft, we can rip into it.
Here, you said.
Yeah, let me make my last pick here, and then you can.
Okay, yeah, my bad. I'll show it in a second.
I mean, it's going to be Daniel Jones, assuming he doesn't go, but he might go. So, and this is another one of these bag defend takes here. I know I took a lot of Daniel Jones early in the offseason when he was a 17th or a 16th round pick. Still taking him now. Don't care.
Yeah, you love him.
Anthony Richardson still sucks, in my opinion.
Was there video evidence of Judkins doing the crime? No, but the issue is that he got arrested. So it was enough evidence for the arresting officer to warrant the arrest.
Yeah, that's the real thing. Is we're not lawyers, we're not police officers. If the police officer made an arrest, that's enough for the NFL to do something significant about it. If it was just allegations, it would be a completely different story.
100%. But here, I'll show it now real quick, and then you can enter the next draft. Look at the CLV value I got on this team. Outside of Tyreek Hill, who I took ahead of ADP, feel very good about the valuations. That was Kittle when he was a 4 or 5 turn pick. Chase Brown was basically where his ADP is now. Caleb Johnson's about 7, 8 picks plus more expensive now. It feels like he always goes in the 60s. He always goes in the 60s every draft that I see now. In terms of like DJ Giddens, like you said, still similar value. Dylan Sampson, I got an extreme value.
Sampson and Keaton Mitchell's great.
Keaton Mitchell there. Yeah, even like Drake London too. I feel confident, even though that's as about weak of a 2 quarterback core as I would feel comfortable making. I still feel confident in that core. End up again, I'm gonna take a 0 week 14 at tight end, but in terms of A, having a unique combo, and B, having that correlation with Drake May. Even if I lose out on 11 half PPR points week 14, I think it makes up for it because I also think the values I got across the board did too. On top of that, I mean, Pop Douglas too is going off the board a lot sooner now compared to what he was even a month ago.
Yeah, but Kyle Williams lost value since then. So
yeah, he goes in the 130s.
I would have gone with 8 wide receivers. The only disagreement I would have with this team is that instead of taking Keaton or a different running back that you took maybe Giddens or Benson or one of those guys, I probably would have drafted another receiver. Because especially knowing that 2 of your receivers play for the same team with Tyreek and Waddle, I probably would have wanted 8 wide receivers with a team like that. Actually, Douglas and Williams also play for the same team too. So it feels like your team is going to live and die by what the Dolphins and Patriots do every single week, which, I mean, that's what happens when you draft the quarterbacks and the stacks and whatnot. But I definitely would have wanted a little bit more room for variance at wide receiver.
For sure. I mean, hey, it does feel nice having that. I mean, based on where I have fucking Igbuka ranked, 30 picks of CLV compared to where I have them. So we take it. Zoom in, please. I can try, but it is a screenshot from our Twitter group chat. So
you should still be able to zoom in on that if you needed to.
Okay,
but yeah, anyways. Let's I'm gonna rip another. Okay, let's do a Flock Fantasy community draft here. So that if you guys want to join this contest, it's a community contest. So I don't think you need to have used Mason's code to get into it on Underdog, but you can, I think, just join it if you're here. I'm going to try and join it. Obviously, if I can't join it, then you do have had to use Mason's code, but it's a $10 to enter. Prize pool is pretty solid, even despite just being a $10 contest, 10K to first, 8.3% rake. So I'm going to try and join this contest here. If anybody wants to join it, obviously file in.
Sorry. Shout out Cats. I just saw what you tagged me in on the Discord. Oh my god. I fucking forgot how bad my jump shot was. Holy shit. Do you remember how bad that was in that video? Corey?
No.
Dude. Here. It is side screen, but sorry, apologies for the viewing experience. It's not the greatest, but look where this ball hits. Just like look in relation to the net.
Yeah, I mean,
At the top of the backboard, it went out of the fence.
tough scene.
Sorry, that had me fucking dying when I saw it in the Discord.
Yeah. Nick said he was in the $250 draft with me earlier today when I went hero wide receiver. Yeah, Nick, that was the draft in which I my rankings auto drafted 4 straight running backs in the 2nd to 5th round. But I think I landed the plane on that one.
Oh my. Yeah, facts. I mean, Travis Hunter, I can guarantee, is not shooting a basketball like that, thankfully.
Yeah. I hope for everyone's sake who's got bags on Travis Hunter that he just fries, because Danny, you're gonna have to go into hiding for a bit if he's like wide receiver 48 in fantasy points per game this year.
Dog, if he sucks ass, I'm gonna be asking for spare change on the highway.
Yeah.
Like
if Quinshawn doesn't play this year, I might be doing the same thing. So
man. We are waiting.
If Quinshawn like never plays in the NFL, we're never drafting a prospect with the initials QJ ever again.
Yeah, why isn't it?
All right, where are we picking here in the flock community contest? We are at the 111.
Richard is appalled. Okay. Sorry, you said 111?
111, yeah. It looks like Katz is at 102, J Metal at 108.
Maybe somebody at 112.
JJ Sins is hilarious, whoever's name that is.
Oh, who's at 12?
Zay Will.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we could try either a double hero or hero wide receiver here, maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a double hero wide receiver here.
I guess, I mean, next year, maybe we have to make the double hero wide receiver strategy.
I think it's very viable this year, to be honest with you.
Pardon?
I think the strategy of double hero wide receiver, particularly with your first 2 picks exactly,
yes,
is very, very viable this year, especially when you factor in like following the league
11
winner
and
rate
12
by round or whatever, like rounds 3, 4, 5, 6, you can get better league winning rates at running back than you can get at wide receiver. And then you could also fill out, grab me an elite quarterback in round 3, grab me an elite tight end or whatever in round 3 if you needed to, or round 4 if you needed to, and just grab 2 running backs with your other picks. And then, round 6, round 7 onward, you go back to the wide receiver position.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, 11 and 12 specifically this year, if you can get 2 of like the top 8 guys, like, I mean, I would say, like, again, the worst hero consideration for me now, because I have Drake London ranked above Amon-Ra, would be Amon-Ra. But like anything past that, I would say is you're getting a little too cute. Like maybe yours is at AJ Brown, but
I think part of why you would do a double hero wide receiver start is that think about why we were doing
the board
hero RB before. It was that the value lined up such that you had to take 2 wide receivers. It was like, okay, at 111, I can't pass on Malik Neighbors here. And then at 202, I cannot pass on Nico Collins here. Like I'm not going to take Chase Brown over Nico Collins or whatever.
Yeah, because all the running backs are off the board, and maybe you're not an early tight end guy like Corey is, or maybe I mean, aside from that, like those would be the scenarios where you grab 2 wide receivers. So we are loving that. Can we see ADP, Corey?
Yeah.
Wow, you moved A10 to 8, eh?
Yep.
Damn. Oh, big dog at 9. Wow.
Yeah. You want to go Puka or BTJ? You want to try the double hero?
Let's go Puka for sure.
Yeah, let's go Puka. And if Achane falls to me, it's gonna be hard for me to pass on him. But hopefully BTJ falls, because I'll tie break to BTJ because I just have an absolute fucking Mack truck full of Devon Achane already. So
yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think it's far more likely now that Achane, Genti's ADP is still higher, but I definitely think Achane's probably gonna hop him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take Achane because BTJ just went.
I mean, I'll never complain about that.
I was hoping we could start Puka and BTJ, but
I mean, if you do want to go with 2 receivers and just see what it looks like, we could go with Puka plus London or Amon-Ra. I mean, HFL, you can't.
It's my 8th overall player. Yeah, I can't do it,
dude. I wouldn't be able to either.
Yeah.
And you're getting him past ADP, even if it's only 0.7 slots.
Yeah. Anytime I have an opportunity, like I've flipped the board on HN quite a few times where I've taken him that high. Like if I have the 107, 108, 109, like I'll take HN that high and try and flip the board a little bit and get unique with it. But because like sometimes you get like you take HN 108 and you get Derrick Henry with your second pick, or you get somebody that usually goes in the first round with your second pick, and then it's like a weird texture to having an HN BTJ start or whatever.
Sure. Also, Aberg just bogeyed his last hole. Nice. Sorry.
Oh, by the way, Nick was the one in my Great Dane earlier that had the Genty at 206.
Jeez, he was him?
Yeah, he was him.
Okay, I see you, Nick. By the way, 144 out. He left at 23 from the hole. 23 inches.
Not bad. Had an auction draft and tried to bump McBride. Ended up with bully tight end Brock and McBride. Yeah, I mean that's okay. NFL game streaming can ligma.
Yeah. Lick my balls.
A kid better start looking into the trades. Judkins? Is that what he's talking about?
Probably, I would assume so.
Judkins being an electrician 2 years from now would be pretty crazy.
Fucking plumber.
Yeah. Y'all got any ESPN mock drafts? Yeah, Danny, I fear we might have to move the ESPN strategy up a little bit in the schedule because the most questions we get are, when are you guys going to cover ESPN? ESPN mock? Are you doing ESPN soon? Dylan asked it earlier. My draft is the 23rd. Are you doing the ESPN strategy soon? We should probably, at the very least, maybe the like best values by round or whatever that we do for the like ESPN, the Yahoo, the strategy videos. Maybe we just weave in an ESPN mock so people get a little bit of a hit.
Well, so we have because the ESPN and Underdog are scheduled for, what would that be, the 19th? When we get back?
Yeah, like we're gonna cover. So the big weekend of drafts, I would imagine for a lot of you guys, that first weekend of a lot of people doing fantasy drafts is going to be
22nd. My bad.
Yeah, that first weekend for fantasy drafts is probably going to come for like the 23rd. I would imagine, like the 22nd through 24th that weekend. We're going to plan to have those like ESPN, Yahoo kind of strategy videos out before then, because I feel like most people doing ESPN drafts are going to be drafting that weekend or the weekend after. So that's when we're going to be doing a lot of those. But I mean, I can't promise to have it out before we go to Texas for sure.
16th might be impossible because we will be in Texas by then, and we have other videos that were scheduled for the weeks of 11 through 16 or 17. It'd probably come out the midweek the following week. I will say though, if you do have an ESPN draft prior to that, if you do have access to our manifesto, you can actually see the best values per platform. So
yeah. What do you want to do here? You want to go Garrett, Kyron, Kittle? I moved Kyron up after the extension.
Cert by ADP.
This is by ADP.
Kittle or Worthy.
All right, let's roll with Kittle.
Bet. Cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, if Garrett falls to 38 as the 29th overall player in ADP, I should probably take him, I think. Just given texture of that.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I think James getting his extension today, man. I think it's coming.
I mean, that's not why he's saying it. You know, Ray Davis is their backup kicker, right?
Ray Davis just kicks an extra point.
He's their backup kicker, like officially on the depth chart.
I wasn't even looking at the StreamYard thing. That's just a coincidence that he brought up something Bills related when I said that. I was on the draft board. I saw James Cook go in the draft, and that's why I said it.
Dude, Ray Davis is their backup kicker, and he's been taking extra points in fucking practice and shit. So I'm curious, bro. If I draft him in the Flock League and I get to start him as my RB 1 week, do I get access to his kicking points if anything were to happen?
That would be really funny if you did, for sure.
Dude, the fucking stories we would have in the league about how I lost to the fucking Travis Hunter of kickers with Ray Davis.
Yeah, Sal getting beaten by Ray Davis would be hilarious.
Dude. He's down by 1 late. He's like, wait, why is Ray Davis taking the extra point?
That would be crazy.
Man.
I'm going to drop this in the chat right now as well. For those of you guys that don't know, our season pass is live right now. Wall-to-wall coverage, August through January. If you're season-long players, it's the best package for you because that's probably when you care about fantasy the most anyways. You get site access. You get to use all the tools, get all of our rankings, get all of our draft guides, as I made reference to earlier in the stream. All of our draft guides are very different too. You get what we do is all the like spreadsheet stuff. The domain guys have the like pick strategy by platform stuff that they've been doing. The land guys have a lot of like just an excellent looking draft guide, lots of sleepers, lots of breakouts, tiered rankings, all that kind of stuff. And then I believe Mason will be doing the like bear and bull cases for the top players and stuff too. So everything available, all of our draft guides, season pass, you guys can get it there. Use promo code FSE, $35, wall to wall coverage, all of our draft guides, all 4 of them for free, basically, or not for free, but you get all 4 of them when you pay for it. And then you also get site access to use the trade calculator, use the weekly rankings, use the rest of season rankings all season long. Arthur, I have not had deep dish pizza yet. That is precisely what I'm going to be doing after the stream is done, because I need to get some deep dish pizza here.
Bots are indeed out of hand.
If you're getting a consistent 20 spot ADP drop in value at the turn, do you throw your draft strategy out the window and just take the value? Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, if you're getting players that just shouldn't be there, then yeah, you should probably not worry about draft strategy. The draft strategy that is the best is pick the best players, and you pick the best players for the first couple of rounds, and then you formulate your draft strategy beyond that point, where you're like, okay, I got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers through the first 4 rounds. I guess I went double hero RB because that's how the board stacked up to me.
For sure. So we're gonna be back on the board here. Obviously, Dolphin, Ram.
I mean, Trav's gonna be your boy if he falls to us.
Absolutely, Travis Hunter, sign me the hell up.
There he goes. J Metal.
I mean, J Metal.
We knew J Metal was gonna do that realistically.
So hear me out. By the way, we do have a little bit of the week 17. Let's hopefully Johnny doesn't take our pick.
I'm assuming you're talking about Ridley.
No. Rome Odunze. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we can roll with Rome here. He's my highest rated player on the board. So
also, wait, he is your highest rated player. I thought.
Yeah, I was sorted by ADP. There.
Okay, I was about to tell you to grow up if you had Ridley over Odunze.
No, dude, are you kidding me? No, I have Odunze over Ridley. You keep telling me to go by ADP, so I was going by ADP.
Oh yeah, no. It was funny because mentally I'd clocked that. I was about to tell you to grow up.
No, and I will be taking probably Igbuka here if he falls.
Dude.
I mean, Olave, passing on Olave is kind of hard, though. I'm not going to lie for Igbuka because I got a guy who's like locked into a 27% target share.
Respectfully, though, the only way that a receiver makes your lineup that's not one of those top 3 is they outproduce one of those top 3. So I would rather take the upside on a guy attached to a good offense specifically for best ball.
Yeah, I mean, on a weekly basis, literally anyone can outperform anyone. So
for sure. I like Olave
in weeks. Like you get a guy who's a high target share, he's probably going to give you in a median range of outcomes. I would imagine Olave gives you more usable weeks than Igbuka does, personally.
I guess part of it is I honestly
touchdown upside for Olave has been kind of shit lately. So
I'm honestly just becoming more pessimistic on Godwin, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, tell me if I'm agreed, dude. I'm considering moving Igbuka close to wide receiver 30.
I don't think it's outrageous. I'm gonna wait for more information because we haven't had any information change yet in a while.
But all of it has been overwhelmingly positive.
No, I'm talking about on Godwin's regard, not on Igbuka's regard. Igbuka, obviously, I don't think anything should shock us at this point. Like he's obviously going to be a stud. Like nobody should be expecting otherwise. But until we get like a Godwin's not progressing well report, I can't get him much higher than where I have him.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the reasonable take. But yeah, what does hell no mean?
Oh, they're saying so. TV said, "Do I trade Henderson and Tedero McMillan for Bijan in Dynasty?" He's referring to. He asked this question earlier in the stream.
That's probably about even value right now.
Yeah, what I said, because he asked, should I trade Hunter and Tedero? And I said, probably not.
No.
But Henderson and Tedero, like, again, I would maybe try and squeeze something on the back end.
I probably wouldn't.
Side if you can.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a competitive team doing this, can you throw in Devontae Adams or Mike Evans or something like that to make this deal a little bit more fair?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and I agree with you for liking the rookies. I mean, they're fucking awesome. I'm late story of my life. Thoughts on Shipley?
Sorry, I saw Arthur's comment. Goodness gracious.
No, can all the NFL games /BAM like fuck off? Seriously.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Shipley? So I'm raising him up my rankings a good amount because I mean we are hearing a more positive drum beat. He did play ahead of Dylan in the preseason. He did chunk off a good run. On top of that, as we know, we've talked about if Barkley were to miss any time too, we could expect a higher pass rate in this offense, which for a guy like Shipley, I think would actually be very beneficial. If Barkley were to be out, you don't want Shipley taking 20 carries a game. You more so want him on that 12 carry, 5 target per game type of diet because his best asset in college was his receiving ability.
Frankly, I think that him and Dylan would be in a 50-50 timeshare.
I would agree, but Shipley would be the back to own if Barkley were out because we have seen him work ahead. He's going to get more
would
ball
he be
carries.
though? Because if Dylan's getting the
Based
goal
off what
line
we've
work
seen.
and the majority of the carries, that wouldn't be the case.
I don't think he's going to get majority of the carries. What I'm saying, he's like
Okay.
Shipley's worked above him. Like I think it's more so going to be like Shipley would get probably 60% of the carries. He'd get 4 to 5 targets, and then Dylan would get kind of the short yardage autonomy.
My thought is that Dylan is Barkley's backup. So if anything happens to Barkley, then he gets the carries, whereas Shipley has the Kenneth Gainwell role, which is that kind of, doesn't exist separate from Barkley injury. You know what I mean? Like we didn't get to see what Gainwell would have looked like if Barkley went down, but I imagine whoever the backup early down guy would have probably got the majority of carries, and Gainwell would have seen a marginal uptick to his role.
Initially, that was where I was at, but we're just hearing such more of a drum beat right now for Shipley in regards to the Eagles reporters. I mean, you've probably covered it on News of the Day. I mean, Eagles reporters have said consistently all offseason that Shipley's the number 2.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea who to take.
Running back.
Mixon. I guess I'll just take Mixon, even though he's kind of injured right now. There's just there's nothing that I liked on the
after
board.
ADP, no? Yeah, after ADP.
Yeah, a little bit after ADP. I don't really want to be packing Mixon bags with him already banged up, though.
No, that is fair. You don't have a quarterback right now, do you? You could go with Mahoney.
Yeah, if Pat falls, I might just take him because there's nothing else on the board that interests me in whatsoever.
Yeah, the only issue with Pat is like you already have Kittle. Yeah, I don't have him ranked this high, but you can take him in the next.
But I do have Igbuka, is what I'm saying.
What
I could have done was taken Godwin and Mayfield there, but feels like Igbuka's smash case is separate from.
Why not take Godwin heater and then bank on
Baker
Mayfield falling back? Yeah,
I could, but doesn't Godwin feel like a miss if Igbuka hits?
Sure, but you're already getting him at CLV value, and he could be a whole season miss. But if he has implied value to be a top 15 receiver in week 17, I think it'd be worth it. Like he could be a guy that you sneak into the playoffs this year.
For easily. Sure. And like Arthur brought up that my Godwin takes aged pretty bad this season. To be honest with you, dude, like until we hear more reports, it's possible Godwin's back on the field in week 1, man. Like the report that it just said next to his name was he's tracking to return, but he's uncertain. Like there's no law that says he's not going to be back on the field week 1. We haven't heard anything. So, and Igbuka gets so much buzz that we're like, okay, well, Igbuka's like, just going to keep playing. The other thing is too, like Igbuka could still hit even if all 3 receivers are on the field healthy.
Agreed. Also, I think you are crazy for being low on Rome, depending on how low. Like if you're saying, oh yeah, he's my wide receiver 30, like I don't think that's outrageous. But if you're like, yeah, he's wide receiver 39 for me now because I'm worried that Caleb threw a couple interceptions in training camp. Ultimately, with Caleb, the way he's going to learn to not make mistakes in game is making them in practice, especially when you have a new coach that is meticulous, that is getting him on the right regime. To me, it's like make all your mistakes now, so that way in game they don't come out.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Yeah.
That's what do you guys remember Mahomes' second season? The training camp report. He threw like 7 interceptions or something in one training camp practice.
Yeah, like realistically, guys like that work off platform, that trust their own ability. It's like you kind of have to let them just make those mistakes and learn from them. And I would much rather that happen in the preseason, in the off season, than happening week 6 when it actually matters.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, if it's just more like, hey, there's other players around that range that you prefer. Like, Rome's ADP is, like, relatively expensive. Again, I'm high on him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a value where he goes. But if you're a little bit more pessimistic, maybe you're more optimistic on DJ more than I am. Like, I understand, like, why someone would have him, like, wide receiver 34 maybe or wide receiver 31. If somebody's saying he's not a top 35 receiver is where I kind of be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing?
If you don't think he's a top 35 receiver, you should have DJ Moore in your top 20.
Exactly. What y'all think Wilson falling so much? I got him at 37 yesterday. I mean, 37.
Yeah, 38 Garrett feels pretty good for me too.
I mean, that's ahead of where I have him ranked. I'm gonna keep it a stack though. I'm at 39.
You have a 39. Eh? I don't know. I can't put 160 target upside that low in my rankings, to be honest.
Dude, he got that exactly last year. He's a wide receiver 23 in points per game.
He was, but Aaron Rodgers and him had such like a shitty frayed connection that how many of those targets were actually catchable?
Do you think it's going to be better with Justin Fields?
I think the connection's going to be better. I'm not saying the targets will be more accurate or anything like that. I just think that I think the human element of fucking Garrett Wilson is so undervalued to me. Like just how dog shit that situation was. Like it's just hard to imagine anybody doing well in it.
I guess that's where I disagree. I don't see it getting like objectively way better.
Okay, and I gotta make a pick here. I probably go Caleb here because I got Odunze.
Like to me, I just can't rank him above Mike Evans, Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I have him ranked over a couple of those guys. It's mainly just for volume for sure. I think, yes, he got that volume last year and he wasn't good with it, but the vast majority of receivers who get that level of volume are going to return on ADP.
Best take, Arthur. Best take. We'll see soon.
What do we want here? ETN, maybe?
Oh, dude. It's okay. In terms of the pick,
I'd say ETN. 10 picks past ADP.
Yeah, sure. We could do that.
Oh, I got fucking auto-picked Brandon Ayuk.
No way.
Oh.
I mean, you do have 49ers correlation and you have Caleb. So, like, maybe.
I mean, he's also my 6th receiver. So, at least he gets.
Just don't draft another for a while and you're chilling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have Godwin and Ayuk are probably going to miss. So, also, I just want to address something in the chat here because someone said that Jason Light came out and said, Sir Alexander said, we have reports that Jason Light isn't going to start the season. That is not at all what Jason Light said, for what it's worth. The exact quote was, they asked him if he will be on the active roster when the season starts. He said that we don't know yet. And he said he's doing very well. He's advancing through his protocols. He's exactly where they anticipated and hoped he'd be at this point. We've still got a ways to go. And by that, I know Jason quite well because he's been a GM of my favorite team for 10 years. What he means is there's no rush. There's no reason that I have to tell you right now that he's ready to go. We got a month till the season starts.
Sorry, what was it? Was it a mock draft where you're like, yeah, I'm just going to put him on IR? And I'm like, Corey, that's not how it fucking works. We didn't decide there was an IR before we started this.
So let me know if you guys think this is an outrageous take. I think that like, what percentage of leagues have IR spots in your in your mind? For fantasy.
I mean, like when it's said before a mock draft that there will be an IR.
Obviously, we didn't say that. That's dumb. I shouldn't have said that during the draft. But just in general, what do you think? Percentage of home fantasy leagues have IR spots? How many?
70%.
Yeah. So doesn't that make guys like Ayuk more appealing?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Dude, I drafted Jonathan Brooks in the fucking flock league last year. What do you mean?
Yeah, gross.
Like, I'm not worried about taking injured guys when I have an IR because I trust myself to make back the floor points later in the draft because I trust my own ability to draft.
You didn't draft Jonathan Brooks, did you? Didn't you? Oh yeah, you did. You traded him later. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I thought you traded for him. No, you traded for him. Didn't
you? It was in my home league. I drafted Jonathan Brooks.
Right.
Sorry, I traded for him in the flock league. I drafted him round 8 or round 9 in my home league.
I also drafted him in round 8, round 9 of my home league, and I got sniped on shoot. I remember my plan was to draft both of them. I had a turn pick. I was picking 103. I drafted Jonathan Brooks, I think at the 8-9 or something like that, or 8-10. And I was like, yeah, round 10, round 11, I'll just take Chuba Hubbard here. And I got sniped, one pick ahead of me. I was so fucking mad.
We mentioned it a little bit, but Brock, dude, I'm getting egregiously high on this guy. Like I'm considering him moving him close to RB1 area.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. I guess I'm just willing to take the risk on certain guys. Generally, guys that are injured currently, like Joe Mixon. I mean, I know I just drafted him in this draft as a bad example. But I don't like drafting guys that are currently injured, like Khalil Shakir types, guys that are kind of currently banged up. But guys like Ayuk and Godwin coming off of injuries from last year, if the value's right, I'm okay doing it.
For sure. Also, damn, I was kind of hoping Sampson or Ray Davis made it back, but that is fine.
Yeah.
In terms of Henderson, though, like, can we just contextualize that? Josh McDaniels' track record as an OC is as strong as basically any resume you can find. And people might be saying, well, a lot of that was with Tom Brady. Dude, he led a top 15 offense, both as a rushing unit and a passing unit with Mac fucking Jones in 2021. So I had Josh McDaniels as an A-tier hire, especially when you give it in the context of they are replacing Alex Van Pelt, who led the 32nd best offense in terms of pass yards per game and 25th best offense in terms of rush yards per game last year. McDaniels already is going to be a big heat. On top of that, James White was an RB1 in fantasy on fucking 450 rushing yards.
That is crazy.
Like, bro, why can't Henderson be an RB1 in fantasy on the back of, I don't even think this is outrageous to say, 175 carries and 75 targets?
Yeah, I mean, he could 75 targets. I definitely think he can get there. I think he'll carry the ball more than 175 times, to be honest. I think he'll be hovering right around 200.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Do I want to? I might just grab Dallas Goedert and be done at tight end here because I don't really love anything else on the board.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be finished at tight end because I don't love anything here.
Yeah, go nuts.
Someone said I'm gonna have to draft a trainers table in the 18th round because I have Mixon, Godwin, and Ayuk on the same team. Okay, so Arthur, I think you're thinking about this from a redraft perspective, not a Best Ball Mania contest with 700,000 people perspective. Post ACL optimism and redraft, I will not be drafting Brandon Ayuk in redraft unless it's like round 10 and I have an IR spot in my league.
Let's keep that straight, by the way. Yeah, redraft is not best ball.
No, best ball where Ayuk, if I can advance him, and
where I can't trade for Ayuk later in the year, where I can't pick up somebody to fucking like that'll be a league winner in best ball. Like no, like in best ball, like I'm cool knowing that he will be back, like you said. Like
you just structure your receiver core around him. You take Romeo Doubs in the 15th or the 13th round to make up for it. You take Wan'Dale Robinson in the 16th round, guys that'll give you early season production. And all that matters in this contest, in Best Ball Mania 6, like if you're not optimizing for week 17, you're kind of doing it wrong. Like again, you got to advance those teams, and I get that, and I'm building the rest of my team so I can advance it. Yeah. Ultimately, week 17, San Francisco 49ers, if Brandon Ayuk is, by that point, 100% healthy in the season, he's going to project as a top 20 receiver, top 24 receiver in fantasy.
Wait, who has Brandon Ayuk as a mid-round pick?
I picked him at 110, which is pick with like the 9th round.
That's not mid-round. Like mid-round,
mid-round, and it's also you have 18 rounds to make up for that as well to increase your advance rate around him.
Like maybe it's just me. Maybe you're saying mid-round in relation because it's 9th or 10th round in underdog. So like technically it's mid-round. To me, when I think of mid-rounds, is early rounds is 1 to 3, mid-rounds is usually 4 to 6, and late rounds is 7 through like fucking on. To be honest, or mid-rounds is probably like through round 7.
I would say round 9 is the first late round though, which is where Ayuk is going.
But like if we're thinking about it in a context of a 14 pick or 15 pick redraft team, like that's how I always frame it. It's like, yeah, sure, in best ball theoretically a mid-round pick would be halfway through the draft because it's a few more rounds. But I don't think
round 9 is probably a mid-round pick in best ball.
But then at that point, is a 5th round pick an early round pick? Like I don't view a 5th round pick as an early round pick.
Yeah. No, again, you know what I mean? I'm going to structure my you guys will see how I structure my receiving core. When I have Nakua, Wilson, Odunze, and Igbuka already, those are early season plays. Again, I wouldn't have taken Ayuk. I got auto drafted him, first of all. Godwin and Ayuk, I'm going to have to draft 2 kind of cucky, like double condom wide receivers behind them because as of the beginning of the season, they're probably not going to produce at a high level. And this is going to be an 8 wide receiver build. And I'm going to probably have to draft like Alec Pierce and Romeo Doubs or something.
For sure.
But I do need to make up at running back because I'm kind of behind the 8 ball here. And you know what I'm not going to do, Danny, is draft Quinshon Judkins because I draft him too much. So I might, in fact, draft Jerome Ford instead because I need some early season production and Samson is off the board. I also need a quarterback and like nothing. I guess I have Nakua, but I can't draft another injured player on this team, man. Can't take Stafford on this team too.
Dude, I am cheering Abergon for this 20-footer.
I'll take Javonte. Javonte's an early season play at running back. It's 15 picks past ADP. I'll take it.
But Arthur, what were we convinced you on? We haven't convinced you that the 10th round pick is not a mid-round pick?
Like, what precisely is the problem on taking Ayuk as late as we're taking him to try and advance? Also, I never take Marvin Mims, but this is a 30 pick discrepancy of his ADP. We have 30 picks past ADP, so I'll take that.
Why is he going 127?
158 seems about right for me, and he's also more of an early season play, so he kind of fits my build, so we'll take it.
I can't take another injured player. Takes Javonte.
Cucky double condom.
Cucky Donna. Wait, you got Javonte 21 picks past ADP too.
Javonte's not injured now. He's been injured in his career.
Hey, anybody got the access to the news right now? Did he just get hurt right now?
Also, here's the other thing. I'm drafting 150. Well, is this flock? This is a flock contest, not best ball mania. That's another problem with this strategy. This is not BVM, but
the thing is Ayuk I'm more pessimistic on, sure. Mixon, I
think Mixon's a bad pick first and foremost. I picked him because I was panicking.
But like, where would you have him ranked? Where would you take him? Like, I don't think 83 is a bad pick because he was going in the 50s.
Yeah, I think anywhere above the dead zone is a bad pick for Mixon, to be honest. Or the old dead zone, like round 4 to 7, he can't go in there. I think he should be an 8th, 9th round pick.
The question I have is, if you're not cool with Mixon at 83, what fucking running back are you taking at 83?
The answer is I should have taken a different position.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
should I take it like Pittman or something?
It's like, respectfully, I could get 12 games of Mixon. I can get 10 games of Mixon. I'd rather that straight up over ETN this year.
Okay. That's fair.
You know what I mean, though? So it's like, yeah, he's hurt, but like, we've already baked in that drop in his price. See, the thing is, it's like, you must have all running backs buried in your rankings.
No, I think he just means Arthur said, I don't draft injured players. He's like, second player gets injured, he's off my draft board. That's Arthur's strategy, essentially, which generally speaking, Arthur, probably not the worst strategy in the world, especially preseason injuries. Like, you're probably going to bat 80% on that.
Wait, did fucking Javonte just get injured? He said now.
I don't know. If Javonte just got injured, that would be really unfortunate.
Sorry, I don't have my phone on me. The way he said now, I'm like, did he just get hurt right now? No. I mean, we don't play till 7. If he got hurt before the game, he's a fucking like an absolute doofus.
Also, so can I make a take here? Shedeur Sanders has one good preseason game, and now people are victory lapping that he was undervalued as a prospect.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
To be fair, people are like, I told you guys this guy could ball. It's like, okay, you might want to save that until the regular season.
I will say though, I mean, fucking the fact
he
they went
good.
Was
he looked good, great sign. But like, dog, I told you he could ball implies that he's a star franchise quarterback right now.
I mean, like at very worst, he should have been close to where fucking Dart went.
He should have gone right where the Saints took Shuck. 40th overall to New Orleans. That's where he should have been picked.
I mean, I had him straight up over Dart, but like somewhere between where those two were picked would be like about the expectation. Just, I think we could both agree that fucking 5th round was insane.
Yeah, 5th round was insane for sure. And I'm probably going to have to take Darnold because I'm going to get locked at a quarterback otherwise. This team kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. That's fucking comedy, by the way, whoever called him fucking Jaden Daniels. When does Draft Guide 2.0 drop? Really just excited, ready to see those risk ratings. So, yeah, the risk ratings
probably while we're in Texas is when I'm gonna finish those and get the risk ratings in. The fantasy news stuff is for the most part starting to be up to date. Danny's gonna have CGLs by the time we're in Texas as well. I would say August the first that August 16th weekend when people are drafting would probably be when we'll drop that. We don't have like an official date. Maybe Danny, when we hop off here, we should maybe talk about that.
In terms of the 2.0?
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of where I'm at right now for I can actually tell you exactly where I'm at in terms of the CGLs for the draft guide, by the way, because I've been here. If I go to the manifesto, I actually have it on the inputs page. I just have like a tracker when I finish, when I just like jot it off. So I have done, let me go to the back. Sorry, it's at the back of the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've done 18 of them so far. 18 of them.
Yeah, I would say like in our first release of that, we probably want
at least the first
rounds worth of ADP. So yeah, I would say let's set the hard deadline, Danny, right here, right now, that we'll have it before that August 16th weekend that people are going to be starting to draft teams. So all the risk ratings, at least for the first like 50 to 60 players, and then all those CGLs for the first 3 to 4 rounds. That's the only 2 things missing for what it's worth from the manifesto currently. Like everything else is pretty much up to date. The fantasy news, all of our rankings, all that stuff will be up to date by that point in time too. Yeah, I would say August 15th or 16th before that weekend is when we'll set that. Are you guys live streaming your home league draft?
So we were, Corey was considering making a video for it, and I was considering making a live stream when I drafted it live. The issue, if I'm going to be live streaming it, I kind of wanted to have a couple people over and have some drinks and possibly a couple smokes, because that's usually what I do on the draft day. But like it just wouldn't be really possible. Like again,
I'm the best bet for who does it for sure. Like because all
I
my
will
guys
say
are going
though,
to be in person together, or drafting an
yeah,
in-person draft. And to be honest with you, because my league mates are a little unhinged, it's not
yeah,
going to be a live stream. I can tell you that for sure.
absolutely not a live stream because we
Absolutely not a
don't want
live
to be
stream
liable
because
for
my league
that.
mates are unhinged. But it will. I'm gonna make a video of it for our league. Whether I post it on YouTube or not is a question. I'm gonna like spend the time as if I'm making a video on it and send it to my league just for fun potentially. But
Just
I
unlist it,
might
worst
post it.
case.
If it turns out well, I might post it.
Yeah, just unlist it, worst case. Like if you don't want to, if you want to, you can. Like it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. I will say though, if you do want to see a fun ass stream where we're drinking and we're having fun and we're reacting to fucking animated men running 100 yards, the Listener League draft will have you guys covered. Because one of my
That
favorite
will be
clips,
live streaming. Yeah.
one of my favorite clips to this day is when we had the 100-yard dash going, and my guy just at the 50-yard line started kicking ass. That was when I got Jefferson.
Started
You remember
puffing it.
that?
Yeah.
That was the year I won, and Jefferson missed half the season.
Yeah. Yeah. You did cook there.
Let's take a CLV play here.
Yeah, and it's gonna be De'Ami Brown because I need early season wide receivers because I drafted the medical staff of wide receiver cores. So
so sir, full transparency, this is a full-time job for us. But I will tell you, if you're planning on it being full-time income anytime in the first 3 years of having a channel, you're gonna need something on the side. Like straight up, like you're gonna have to put in a lot of work. Again, we've been transparent about this before. When we started the channel, like we didn't actually make money on the channel till 6 months since when the channel started.
like
We didn't
not a dime, Danny.
not a
Not a
dime.
penny
Like
we made.
we weren't eligible to make money because we weren't monetized on YouTube. Because if you guys
and we weren't trying to make money. Also, we weren't trying to sell draft guides. We weren't trying to like our first Dynasty rookie guide was free. Like we didn't have the ability to sell to anybody because we didn't have an audience. So we were like, who's gonna fucking pay for a draft guide from a bunch of random nobodies?
Like the whole point for us is like, hey, we got to establish our value to you guys before we expect something in return. Because as we know, like if you're just out there buying something, why are you buying something? Because you're getting value from it. So if we're not offering value to you guys, how can we expect you guys to purchase anything that we bring you? So to like that is the wrong thing. I feel like with a lot of people that come up nowadays is that factor of the instant gratification. People need to see that they're making money right away to feel like whether or not it's worth it. It's like, that's the wrong way to attack it. If you're attacking it in the sense that I'm passionate about this and I can't wait to share this with other people, other like-minded people who are interested and genuinely get value from what I'm saying, that is the way you have to be approaching it. So ultimately here, if you understand that you're getting into it for the long haul rather than the short-term factor, then you're set. And appreciate again, Nathan is one of the OGs that did help right away. To be in the
2021 was our second season. To be fair,
it
was our second season. So we didn't charge for any draft guides until 2021.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the first Dynasty that we did, because the first season I believe we had the redraft league because that was with Mikey and stuff, right? And that was just anybody who was in the Discord. We just sent the link, and first 10 people or 9 people, whoever like wasn't like us creators, like just got in. I'm pretty sure, if I remember that.
Yeah,
right.
I think like you invited some of your home like buddies too.
Probably. Yeah, I think you did too. I think D-Bell was in that league.
Yeah, like it was pretty straightforward. But yeah.
Yeah.
How sharp would I consider my home league mates? I'd say they're like 7 or 8 of them are like probably 90th percentile home league mates in terms of sharpness. Then there's a couple tacos, but even them, they're like better than the average league taco, I would say.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the old tacos in my league are becoming carne asada.
Yeah, carne asada gas.
You know what I'm saying? But like
your Super Bowl picks, I mean, probably like the day before the season.
I'll be straight up, dude. Like the guys that like in the last couple years, the guys prior to the last couple years that I'm like, oh yeah, they're the tacos. Like they'll take like 6 running backs to start. Like no, not bad and I. It's like, dude,
one of them ran a 0 RB in my league last year.
That's what I was saying. It's like 2 years ago. I still remember my buddy. We all expected him because he always grabbed running backs early, and then he just rips off a 0 running back. Like he took like Calvin Ridley in the 3rd. I'm like, holy fuck! When did my league become a league of slappies? Like we just got a bunch of slappies now. Like everybody's taking wide receivers. I thought I would be stacked at the position, and then it's actually ugly now. It's like, when the fuck did home leagues become underdog?
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Like so tiny sneak peek into the big video that I do every year, the number one draft strategy in fantasy football, where it's basically a culmination of all those league winner videos, all those this will change your early round running back strategy type of videos. One of the things that I noticed in my own home league, 16 running backs. Care to guess, Danny, ADP of the 16th running back off the board in 2021 versus the ADP of the 16th running back off the board in my home league in 2024?
2021 16th running back went off the board, the 24th overall pick.
Okay, no, that's now you did it. You did the thing. They went off the board at the 309. But there was like only 2 running backs taken the whole third round period. So it was like 14 running backs were off the board by the end of the second round.
Okay, that's what I was assuming is like the first 2 rounds, probably 16.
Yeah, the first 2 rounds, the first 8 picks were running backs.
Also. Yep. And then meanwhile, RB16 off the board in 2024 went off the board with the 56th overall pick.
The 511. It was the 511, whatever that pick.
That's 508.
Yeah, so the 5.
Like my guess was 508 and it was 511.
Oh, okay, yeah. So 511 is where the 16th overall running back, or 16th overall running back went off the board. So yeah, even in home leagues, man, things are changing. Not everybody's, taking running back super early. Shall we? I think I got one more in the tank here. In terms of time here, let me just double check my phone. Hold on.
It is 3:00.
It is okay. It's 2 my time right now. Oh, Maria said on our way back 9 minutes ago. So maybe I don't have one more in the tank. Okay, let's just answer some more questions. I'm probably not gonna rip another one because when she gets back here, she's gonna need to
people coming over soon too. So like that's good timing.
Yeah, she's gonna need to get ready for her event and shit. And I don't want to be like, yeah, you can't come in here. I'm doing a fantasy football draft.
Dude.
Also, if I was doing it while she was getting ready, you guys could probably see her getting ready, which I don't want to give away. So, but we're gonna head off of here because she just literally walked through the door as well. So we'll. Do you want to answer a couple more questions, Danny, and then we can get out of here?
Sure. I just wanted to mention Justin Rose is shooting -4 through the first 8 holes, and he actually overtook Tommy Fleetwood, who entered the day with I believe a 4 or 5 stroke advantage on the field.
Okay, well, glad we used up some time at the end for that. Okay, let's answer a couple more questions, and then we'll head out of here. We got, I'm sure people have already asked, but any change in opinion on Genty based off of his performance from the first preseason game? I don't really give a shit, to be honest. He's a rookie. He's going to have rookie performances early on in the season. You're not drafting him for week 1 to 4 anyways.
See, on one hand, it's like, oh shit, he only took 3 carries for -1 yards. It's like, on the other hand, what if that 4th carry went for 25 yards? It's like,
yeah,
he's the running back that's capable of chunking off long plays. I'm sure if you watched a 4 carry stretch of him at Boise State, he probably had a 4 carry stretch where he had -3 rushing yards. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
not worried.
No, for sure. Okay, anything else we got here? We got Ladd, Bryce, and a late one for Nico and Stroud. Ladd and Nico is kind of a wash, more or less.
I mean, I would rather
Bryce
Nico.
And a late one for Stroud. I think it's a fair trade on both sides, to be honest.
I'd rather Nico than Ladd.
To me, it's basically a wash. Like, it's a marginal difference in my rankings. So
I did not hear a word of that. Sorry. Your audio's cooked.
I said it's a marginal difference in my rankings, basically.
Oh, is it? That's not for me.
Yeah. But anyways, I
mean, regardless, so Bryson a 1 for Nico for Stroud, I would take Bryson a 1 comfortably.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's probably a fair trade, regardless. Like, you got like a little bit of a win on each side of things. Like, a little bit of a win on Nico, a little bit of a win on the Bryce and the first side. It's pretty close.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I should probably head out of here because we got to get going, get some food and whatnot. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Obviously, check out Underdog as we did a bunch of drafts today. Promo code FSE up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and then also make sure to check out the season pass. As far as content for the next couple of days, Danny's going to have that video that he did with Ron up tomorrow. That's the offenses to target and avoid in fantasy drafts. And then the number 1 draft strategy, the heater that comes out every August 11th, will be out on Monday. And then we got Tuesday, we're going to react to some preseason stuff. So all the preseason stuff that you guys want us to kind of answer right this second, we'll talk more about that stuff on Tuesday when we go through that stuff. And then we'll be doing rankings later this week as well. So wide receiver rankings, running back rankings, quarterbacks, tight ends, etc. And then we'll be in Texas Wednesday through next Monday. And we'll be doing some best ball streams and maybe some dynasty decisions if we have the submissions for it while we're in Texas there. So appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But with that being said, peace out.